Ahora les voy a decir algo a todos esos mexicanos que creen que de repente son más arrechos que nosotros. No, escuchan, ustedes son buenos es pasando droga. Ahí es donde son buenos ustedes y en cosas ilegales. Pero si nos vamos de historias atrás, tenemos más historia que ustedes. Tenemos más historia. ¿Me entiendes? Tenemos al Libertador. Ya solamente con nombrarte al Libertador le ganan todos los héroes mexicanos. Pancho Villa y su historia que estaba como loco. Y no me acuerdo de más porque es que nadie sabe más. Pero si tú pones, ¿sabes? Face to face a México con Venezuela, no tiene ningún tipo de chance. Tenemos petróleo, ustedes no tienen. Tenemos uranio, ustedes no tienen. Tenemos gas, ustedes no tienen. Estamos dañados por el gobierno. Pero a nivel de face to face, no tiene ningún tipo de chance contra nosotros. A nivel de dinero, México no va a tener más dinero que Venezuela. Nada.
Hay algunas versiones de personas que dicen pues los venezolanos no quieren trabajar y hay quienes dicen que no saben trabajar porque han vivido prácticamente 1 o 2 generaciones con los apoyos del gobierno.
Bueno, antes que todo, carnalito, ¿ya comiste? Ya ven que ahorita la situación por allá es muy triste. Ya ven que dicen que con hambre hasta se delira. Bueno, ya comprobamos que en este caso se mira. Vamos aclarando algunos puntos que comentas. Esto va para largo porque mejor no te sientas. Querías tener fama y andar de mitotero, diciendo que Venezuela nos supera en dinero, diciendo que México no es un país petrolero. Lo único bueno que tenía Venezuela es cancerbero. Y ya no está, carnal, eso es muy duro. Fui a Venezuela con tenis, creían que era del futuro. No hablemos de quién tiene más en economía, porque gana el país que tiene 3 comidas al día. Si tienen tanto dinero y petróleo en su nación, porque millones de venezolanos buscan migración. Lo peor del caso es que México les tiende la mano y después tiran cagada estando del lado americano. Ya ven cómo si es necesaria la historia en la escuela, después piensan que México es menos que Venezuela. Dice que el mexicano es asesino y lo resalta, pero hablando de homicidios en Venezuela es más alta. Que Venezuela es mejor que México ni en tus sueños. Ahorita estamos abajito de los brasileños. Cruzan por México para llegar al gabacho, les damos la mano y después nos la muerden regacho. Perdón Venezuela por las palabras que arroje, pero qué mal pedo hablar mal del país que los acoge. Dices que Venezuela ante México es mejor, pero los números demuestran otra realidad. Dices que Venezuela tiene su libertador, pero ¿de qué les sirve si no tienen libertad? Cada país es bonito y tiene lo suyo, pero ¿por qué hablar mal del mío? Habla mierda del tuyo, que somos buenos para el narco, la droga y el exporte. Pues sí es cierto, carnal, y el que soporte. Somos productores, no consumidores. Está mal venderla, pero peor consumirla, señores. Parece que es México contra Latinoamérica, porque México anda sonando por toda la esférica. Seas de donde seas, el respeto es primero. No presumas dinero, nada va para el agujero. El que habló mal de México, sus palabras se ha tragado, porque traemos el patriotismo bien arraigado. Bajen la división, ocupamos unirnos. Todos somos latinos, ya basta de dividirnos. Bájenle a la división, ocupamos unirnos. Todos somos latinos, ya basta de dividirnos. Cruzan por México para llegar al gabacho, les damos la mano y después nos la muerden regacho. Perdón Venezuela por las palabras que arroje, pero qué mal pedo hablar mal del país que los acoge. Dices que Venezuela ante México es mejor, pero los números demuestran otra realidad. Dices que Venezuela tiene su libertador, pero ¿de qué les sirve si no tienen libertad? Cruzan por México para llegar al gabacho, les damos la mano y después nos la muerden regacho. Perdón Venezuela por las palabras que arroje, pero qué mal pedo hablar mal del país que los acoge. Dices que Venezuela ante México es mejor, pero los números demuestran otra realidad. Dices que Venezuela tiene su libertador, pero ¿de qué les sirve si no tienen libertad?
Yo. Cubo. Chillin', fam. Listen, I forgot to do this, okay? Just letting you guys know.
Copyright disclaimer. This content does not belong to Bible Chronicles or claim this intellectual property. The content provided today has and always will belong to the content owner. Bible Chronicles does not have any affiliation with the owner of this property. As mentioned, Bible Chronicles did not intend to make use of any material for the purpose of harvesting gain. However, Title 17 of United States copyright law states material in use can only be done when it's for theological or general educational purposes, and thus Bible Chronicles believes that this principal material falls under fair use, which honors protection under Section 107 of the same U.S. copyright law.
Isaiah chapter 58 and verse 1. Cry aloud, spare not, lift up thy voice like a trumpet, and show my people their transgressions, and the house of Jacob their sins. Okay. All right, I think we're ready now. Give me a second. Yeah, I think we're ready now. All right. Let's see. All right, for Shalom, I see some people here. Good. I want to start quick because I'm gonna go long. So I'm gonna try to get to it, fam. First of all, all praises to whoever's watching now. Lord willing, you catch it later. This is just what I call research and a little bit of my so-called understanding of the Bible. All right, just letting y'all know, I'm not no teacher. I'm just a lucky guy, man. That's not in jail. Anyhow, let's see. The topic is suspended animation. Let me show you guys something real quick before we begin. I'm gonna show you what I mean. Suspended animation. There is something that I want you guys to consider. There's gonna be some words we're gonna look up. Okay, where are you? Okay, I guess it's not there. Oh, it's supposed to be over here. My bad. Anyhow, there are some words that we need to learn in order for you to understand what this means. Okay, so let me show you real quick. This right here, suspended animation. What does that mean? Suspended animation. All right, well, let's find out. Let's get to it real quick, okay? So here's what I have for that. I wanted to show you after, but I might as well touch it now, okay? So here we go. Let's begin. Let's begin. All right. So here we go. All right. So suspended animation. What exactly does that mean? Okay. So it means here, let me see if you guys are watching here. You guys are seeing. Okay, perfect. All right. So what that means is it is a temporary suspension of the vital functions, as in persons nearly drowned, or number two, which is what I'm looking for, a condition such as inactivity, likened to suspended animation. A condition. Okay, like cold storage, maybe deep freeze, so to speak. Let's get some more. Now, why am I bringing that up? Well, believe it or not, family, believe it or not, there's, the famous memes, whatever people use, right? Memes. There's a meaning behind that word, and it relates to suspended animation. So before I do this, let me touch Job. I usually have a way to start things, but every now and then, all praise to the Most High. If he's moving in this direction, it's still part of the note, so it's all good. Job 34:22, it says, there is no darkness. Oh, hold on. Let me put it in this. 34:22. There's no darkness. Job 34:22. Let me try to read properly. There is no darkness, no shadow of death, where the workers of iniquity may hide themselves. So there is no darkness, nor shadow of death, meaning everything will come to light, family. Everything in darkness will always come to light. Some of us just have to kind of hang in there, Some of us just have to hang in there, because all of this that I'm going to show you, there's a reason behind it, and we are really battling with these, higher powers, man, principalities. This is real stuff, but it's not just saying for show, fam. This is real talk right now, okay? I took time to dissect this information, and Lord willing, you see what I see. So meme, all right? Let's see what it says.
Meme.
So not memes. So all you guys that are like in your 40s, like my age, that shit ain't memes, man. Sorry anyways, all right, you guys ain't saying it, so it's all good. It ain't memes. All right, so let's go for the second definition. It says an idea, behavior, style, or usage that spreads from one person to person within the culture. All right, so now we're getting a little clarity here, right? Suspended animation. What are you talking about? Memes. So meme has a couple definitions, or memetic, like this. Memetic or mimicking. That's what it means. Okay? Mimicking in a sense. An idea, behavior, style, or usage that spreads from person to person within a culture. So like what's up? That's an idea. You know what it is, what's up. You know what I'm saying? Or when you say like that whole sign thing piece, you don't have to say it, but people know it's a behavior. Or like when you throw your head up, hey, what's up? That's a body behavior, right? It spreads from person to person. So it didn't just come out with a picture. It literally means something, fam. It means something. So now let's look into a little bit more depthness of this whole meaning, because the more I looked, the crazier it got. Now, I know Wikipedia, man. I know what it is, but you guys can find the information. I'm not trying to get all scientific here. It's pretty simple. It's the same thing. So a meme is an idea, behavior, or style that spreads by means of imitation from person to person within a culture, and often carries symbolic meaning representing a particular phenomenon or theme. Does anybody here, well, I mean, if you're not typing or anything, you're probably new to the channel, so more likely. All right, sounds good. Hey, welcome to the channel. My name's Joshua, all right? So stick around then. Anyhow, so meme is an idea, behavior, or style that spreads by means of imitation, from person to person within a culture, and often carries symbolic meaning representing a particular phenomenon or theme. For example, do you guys know like who started the lowriders? And now it's not the same people. So an idea, behavior, style that spreads and others imitate it, then that style becomes their culture, and all of a sudden they become that person, and now you're not even it. It's getting a little more interesting. It says a meme acts as a unit carrying cultural ideas, symbols, or practices that can be transmitted from one mind to another through writing, speech, gestures, rituals, or other imitable phenomena with a mimic theme. So like advertisement, that's what it is, okay? Anyhow, supporters of the concept regard memes as cultural analogs to genes in the self-replicate. Oh, this is good, getting deeper now. In that they self-replicate, mutate. We're seeing that a lot. People trying to mutate into something they're not. Even to the point that they're trying to make the real identity as a copycat. Self-replicate, mutate, kind of like the Terminator. You know, the part 3, I think, or part 2, where he turns into that liquid thing and imitates whatever he sees. Or like Aliens, or that, yeah, Aliens. It wasn't Alien. It was an ice movie, old one, Big or whatever it was. And response to selective pressure. You see this? This is interesting now. Supporters of the concept regard memes as cultural analog to genes in that self-replicate, mutate, and respond to selective pressures. So what it means is like everybody's mind will be reactive to whatever you present to them. We all don't think the same, okay? So now, in popular language, a meme may refer to an internet meme, typically images. You guys know that, right? And circulated in a shared culture experience. Now, hear this out. Proponents theorize that memes are a vital phenomenon, okay? A vital phenomenon that may evolve by natural selection in a manner analog to the biological evaluation. That's some theory. That's not my point. It's their approach, family. The mental or psychological approach to your mind, towards your mind. Memes do this through the process of variation. Lots of information from different directions, maybe mutation. That it looks like this, but then it mutated to that, and then all of a sudden it evolves to something else, right? Competition then creates. Why? Because competition is individuality. So at that point, when you're competing now, you're up like, man, I want to be better than that. I'm going to go research more than that guy because I believe that. I mean that. I mimic that. And inheritance. Woo! Hold on a second. Memes do this through the process of variation, mutation, competition, and inheritance. So like if I tell my son, hey, listen, bro, we're actually Asians. Yeah. And then you know what? No matter what people tell you, we look Asian. Man, I'm telling you, we look Asian. So you better, we're Asian. I'm telling you, we're Asian. So if I raise my son kind of like, what's that show from Dave Chappelle? And he's like, he thinks he's white. You know what I'm saying? It's like I gave him that inheritance. Now my kid believes a mimic. But this is spiritual. So it says here, each which influence the meme's reproductive success. Now, memes spread through the behavior that they generate in their host. You see this? This is important. Memes spread through behavior that they generate in the person's mind. So whatever that person's psychological issues are, that is their perception of the truth. So if you lack integrity, if you lack ability, if you're lazy, and if you just have a lot of problems, you will do this. Memes that propagate less prolifically may become extinct. Let me read that again. Memes that propagate less prolifically may become extinct, meaning that it doesn't seem to work in the two-way system that they wrote this psychological understanding, so to speak, or theory. Let me just continue because I don't want to sideway. While others may survive, spread, or for better or for worse, mutate, memes that replicate most effectively enjoy more success. And some may replicate effectively even when they prove to be detrimental to the welfare of the host. Holy Mother Jesus. Are we not seeing this with the Wabo concept? Are we not seeing this mimicking that replicates most effectively enjoy more, and memes that replicate most effectively enjoy more success? And some may replicate effectively even when they prove to be detrimental to the welfare of the host. Now watch this, and I'm going to stop here. The field of study called memetics is the study of information culture based on the analogy of Darwinism evolution. Arose in 1990 to explore the concept, watch this, of transmission of memes in terms of evolutionary model, meaning how do you react to it? Criticism from the variety of fronts has challenged the notion that academic study can examine the meme empirically. I think you can. However, development, okay, let me get there. Let's see, here goes right here. Where's it at? Memes should be considered a living structure. Watch, this is interesting here. Memes should be considered as living structures, not just metaphorically. That's a crazy topic right there. As you can see, it's considered Darwinism. Okay? Darwinism. So if in case you guys don't know this, you are living in the age of Darwinism. Okay? Now, since we got to this point, let me show you this now. We're going to go to, let's see here. Guardian.com. I don't know if you guys ever heard of this, but it's called Meme Warfare. How the power of mass replication has poisoned the U.S. election. How about we just say how the power of mass replication has poisoned a bunch of people thinking they're wobbles, BHIs, I don't know what else. Everybody else. You're going to learn something today. They don't call me the slasher for no reason. Let's continue. Let's read this. If you use Facebook, hold on. Yeah, and use election, whatever. It doesn't matter. Hey, so hold on. Let's see the spread about online political memes. Okay, here goes. Spread from the bottom up. Political memes are now a form of propaganda. Now, the reason I came up, I watched this video, and then this is also true. I'm trying to do TikTok, but it's a different beast, fam. It is not YouTube. It is basically memes, but memes in action, avatars, so to speak. Memes in action, reality memes. I mean, you could even, add a face and a voice, but you're still a meme. Spread from the bottom up, political memes or psychological memes or theological memes are now formed of propaganda. Oh, now so-called Hispanics are not even Hispanics. No, we're Mongolians now. And it's killing our ability to intelligently orchestrate, let's just say, logical conversations for the sake of, hey, shalom, bro. That's right, bro. Good. Hey, shalom. What's up, bro? Yeah, cool. Yeah, whenever you like, man. Hold on. Let me put the link up. Hold up. Hold on a second. There you go. All right. Let me continue real quick. Let me just get through this as fast as I can. Let's see. Now, okay, so we read that. So this is what's happening with propaganda, with memes. When I don't mean memes, family. Mimicking, with people mimicking or regurgitating without studying thoroughly. Taking the little memes that they have in their mind because perception is their reality. So now, let's continue. Now we see a reaction. And these people, somehow, some way, we keep telling them, hey, listen, man, you're being a meme. I guess it's killing their ability to orchestrate a logical conversation, not even an intelligent one, just a logical one. If you use Facebook or Twitter, have a Wi-Fi connection, watch television, or have been in an office Halloween party, you'll probably encounter them internet memes. These shareable, sometimes pithy, and often puerile units of culture have emerged as the lingua franca of the 2016. They used it in, when the election, and have given the American people an entirely new view of articulating their beliefs. You see that? Articulate. Now, remember the word that we began with, suspended animation, but we're not done yet. Then it says Trump taco became one. Let me skip all this, right? Because that's just kind of explaining something to you. Memes can be fun. They can be dumb too. But in fact, they seem to defy scrutiny. That's true, because that happens in TikTok. Here, check this out. Memes, from the Greek word that which is imitated, mimicking, were once defined as a self-replicating unit of cultures. This included anything that could be learned, like culture vulture, but you don't even know it. Seriously, like, oh, you're a culture vulture, but you're the lowrider now. You're the gangster now with khakis and hats like the homeboys used to ride with. But now some people are the khakis and the lowriders now. West Side, all that homeboy. How's it come crick now? I'm just saying. I'm just keeping it real. Weren't defined as being self-duplicating units cultures. This included anything that could be learned, remembered, and spread from, watch this. This is important. Let me slow down here. This included anything that could be learned, remembered, and spread from one brain to another, such as the concept of God all the way to the popular Budweiser, what's up? Remember I mentioned that? Throughout the internet, the idea moved from the conceptual sphere into the vicious reality of data and pixels. This has to do, like, for example, one big meme full of pages is, guess which one? The Willie Lynch letter. It's all mimicking. It copied a bunch of history and created it, and now it's repetitive. So now perception is the reality of that book. No matter how you tell some people that's not real, prove it to me. I've told you. Oh, I don't care. I believe it. Transforming into something more than traceable, a segment of media that is copied repeatedly. This includes images, text, video, a combination of all three, and sometimes real world action. You see what I'm saying, fam? This is no joke. You think that these people don't, oh, I forgot to read this. I should have read this, but my bad. What's this part here? This was actually disturbing. Where is it at? Hold on a second. Where is it at? Is it this one? Intentionally distributed. Give me a second. Let me look for something. I don't know why. I should have been able to. Oh, no, that's not it. That's not it. Why did I put it there? I'll continue. Let's see if I find it, because I don't want to lose track of time. Okay. So now, let's look at this particular word here. I'm sure you guys never heard of it, because I hadn't heard of it either. So I had to study it. It's called simulacrum. Simulacrum, I guess, right? Simulacrum. What does this mean? I know I'm using Wikipedia. You can use dictionary.com. It's going to be the same thing, okay? But it does add a little bit more. A simulacrum, similar. Remember that? Hey, what's up, Al? Give me a second, brother. Similar, right? Which means likeness, resemblance, is a presentation or imitation, is a representation or imitation of a person or thing. The word was first recorded in English in 1600, blah, 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 blah. So now we're noticing something here. What's this word mean? Simulacra have long been an interest of philosophers. The sophist Plato speaks of two kinds of mimicking. The first is faithful reproduction, attempted to copy precisely the original. Like we know, you see something, you make a copy of it, like you draw it, right? Then he goes, the second is initially distorted in order to make the copy appear correct to the viewer. Wow, man. Now, I'm going to tell you something. Hold on.
Wait a minute. Who are you?
Who is this? Who's doing this? They're not copying the original. Now they're copying the copy and making the original fake. Let me get you, bro. Proverbs 12:19. Hold on a second. Proverbs 12. What do we got? 19. It says, the lip of truth shall be established forever, but a lying tongue is but for a moment. Man, that's beautiful, because listen, that's actually relating to this whole topic. Because remember, if you keep in mind that the darkness will always come to light. Whatever's in darkness will always come to light. Whatever's spoken in secret will always be shown, will be available for us to see. And a lying tongue, man, is just for a moment. It's just for a moment. Just for a moment, man. Is there more to that one? 20. It says, deceit is in the heart of them that imagine evil. So if you know in the bottom of your spirit, I guess, this just doesn't make sense, but because you don't want to be wrong, now you're deceiving yourself. That's wicked. But to the counselors of peace is joy, because we're trying to establish truth. And that's how we establish peace. Stop lying to people. Nobody likes to be lied to. Nobody likes to be deceived. It's a big sin. It's a huge sin. Hey, shalom, Salome. So that's, it's pretty common. But here we see again that we have a lot of these effects. Second is the intentionally distorted in order to make the copy appear correct. So you can see how this is pretty amazing. It initially distorts to make the real fake. Now, we talked about suspended, in animation. We talked about memes. So where is this leading to? I'm going to show you guys something, man. This isn't funny. I don't think it's funny, but I kind of do. You know, I to be kind of honest, I kind of do, because this is what it's starting to feel like.
There is a fifth dimension, beyond that which is known to man. It is a dimension as vast as space and as timeless as infinity. It is the middle ground between light and shadow, between science and superstition, and it lies between the pit of man's fears and the summit of his knowledge. This is the dimension of imagination. It is an area which we call the Twilight Zone.
To do that, fam, because honestly, it feels like that. Because as I was going deeper into this, man, you'll be surprised what I found in here. Just look up the word, okay? The word is called simulacra. Simulacrum. Simulacrum. Similar. That is the origin, likeness thereof. But I'm starting to notice something here. You see, I'm starting to notice something. You got to pay attention to patterns. So, you know, they're always talking about the origin of Greeks, correct? The origin of Greeks. So now check this out. It's kind of like a side thing here. But when you look up the Greek alphabet, it has been used to write the Greek language since the 9th or 18th century. It is derived from the earlier Phoenician alphabet. Phoenician Greek. Phoenician Greek. Sounds like Boule. Don't they represent Greek? And it originates from Phoenicians. I showed you guys this yesterday. And yesterday I was doing something else. Sorry. Let's think TikTok. And it's regarding this whole link about black roots. Okay. And I want to touch on it real quick because I'm not going to take too much time on this. All right. I'm trying to move fast per pace. I'm doing good. I'm moving at a good pace. All praises. Okay. So I'm going to show you something real quick here. All right. The reason why I wanted to initially explain these words, suspended animation, because maybe you see reality for what it is. Your perception's clear, but other people don't. Here's one example. This is black root science. If you can get Kemet out of here, Islam out of here, Wahhabism out of here, which I think, in my opinion, this is where they get their whole crap. I mean, they even want to. It's funny to me, man, that they're going this far. But anyways, let's get to the point. Watch this real quick. Just 4 points of native. Now, I'm not going to read all this here. Well, I'll read that. Here's your question. He's basically saying, what does it mean by black people? So he includes all dark-skinned people. Okay. People from well, here, let's read it. The Mediterranean, Southern, Eastern European people. This includes all Hispanics, which I'm assuming he thinks Spaniards, but those aren't Hispanics. Portuguese, you know they were black, right? Latins, Greek origin people, but contradicts kind of, doesn't it? As well as their kind in the Americas, their kind. Like if you look like so-called Greeks, were white. Mediterranean, Middle Eastern, including Arabs, Jews, which is a lie, because they would have put it first. Be mindful of these things. Persians, light-skinned Indians from India, not the dark ones, and such people. The yellow race, the white race, or Caucasians. So keep in mind that when they say dog, you hairy dog, they tell so-called white people dogs, they'll tell you that too, but they won't tell you that. Okay? Those are facts. Those are all original non-black. This is what people believe, family. Don't walk over this like, it's no big deal. This is what people believe. They go to sleep thinking this. They go to sleep stuck in their thumb thinking like, oh my God, I'm gonna fly this guy. This is for real. You may think it's a joke, but remember, memes, it has migrated now. It's organic now. Like the movie Inception. It's none of their idea. It wasn't like there was no fruition from your inner mind. It was literally just you regurgitate, you mimic that. You saw it and you're like, oh my God, I'm gonna go with it. Those are the original non-blacks. So now what happens with this chaotic information? It's called, remember, meme wars? This is also a war of information. That's why a lot of our brothers and sisters right now are getting overwhelmed. And guess what? That's the point. They want to blow your drive. They want to destroy your hard drive, put it that way. They want to run so much information into your mind from every single direction that you're so chaotic, you don't even know what to discern anymore. But at the same time, they're strengthening themselves because they're believing it. So now people say, nah, you're showing this, you're showing that, you're against it. No, what I'm against now is that I'm aware who's pushing this propaganda. And I'm going to be the first one to tell you that the so-called Hispanics, my gente here, we're not doing this shit. Okay? So the whole concept of this class is suspended animation, but at the same time, we're going to look at who's creating all of this. Where is this all coming from? Give me a second, bro. IRC is or some other camp also admits that the original Greeks were black. Ain't that something to think about now that we know? So then that means Alexander the Great what's the point of that? That's pretty dumb. But anyways, let me continue. It says what is called the red race or Native Americans is a mix of yellow race called Mongolians with black people. So we're their infants is what they're saying. So when you see a so-called Kemetic or whatever, whoever believes in this shit, okay? See, brothers, you guys need to start really thinking that this is not a joke anymore. This is war. And I'm telling you, Canaanites, this is war. You better hang on because you wanted the attention. You got it now. You got it now. It may surprise you to learn that black people were the original inhabitants of America. You see what I'm saying, family?
Wait a minute. Who are you?
Perfect, bro. That's 2 Thessalonians 2:11. And for this cause, God shall send them strong delusions that they should believe a lie. Let me get that because there may be something else in there too. Hold on. Let me see real quick. Oh, it's that 2 Thess 2:1. 2:11. Damn, I'm off. It says here. Oh, no, let me go to 10. It says here. And with all deceivableness. No. Let me go right here. And let's see. Verse 8. And then shall the wicked be revealed. Whew. Let's go up a little more. Let's go up a little more. Let's go up. Here, I go to 5. Remember ye not that when I was yet with you, I told you these things? So this will come into your remembrance. And now you know that what withholdeth that he might be revealed in his time. In his time. But remember, the so-called white Jesus came a long time ago, right? Okay. Now it says, he will be revealed in his time. Are we revealing something in this time? For the mysteries of iniquity do already work. Only he who knoweth, who now letteth, will let. Now, this is very strong right here. Only he who now letteth will let, meaning you guys know the truth. If you don't want to believe this, or if you don't want to sit down and say, let me read this material that he's saying or sharing with me, and you turn a blind eye because there may be right, bro. Well, hold on.
Bruh.
You might as well give up now. And I find it so interesting because the same, I don't know if there are people, but I think you're Canaanites, the same Canaanites that are putting their foot on other people are probably going to be their slaves in slavery. How about that? That'll be really funny. And I'd love to see it. Because I'll be the one to tell you, family, I don't give a shit about estos güeros, man. I'm not here for them. But I'm not interested in putting my foot down on people. I already did that when I was young. I whooped ass. That's what I like to do. I used to fight. I was street fighting. I used to like doing that. I'm not that age, man. I'm older now. What's the point? I already did all that hood shit. I grew up in the 90s, man, in late 80s, early 90s. In Pozole in Oceanside. Come on, man. Highest shooting rate. Come on, bro. You think I need to be a gangster out there? Give me a break. That's why I laugh at these kids, man. It's just funny to me. How the hell you combine the Most High's compassion for you to arrogance? as if you already made it. Wow, man. I hate to be in your shoes. Anyhow, let's see. It says, and now ye know what withholdeth, that he might be revealed in his time. For the mysteries of iniquities do already work, and we see in them. Only he who now letteth will let. That means that, hey, right now is the time of information. And if you're lazy and don't actually follow the information, then it's on you. Or if you, let's say you're in these camps and you hear these channels or somebody's telling you, hey, look at this particular tribe. And you're like, I don't know. I'm kind of, no, you know what? The wheat and the tares. Guess what? Only he who now letteth will. Until he be taken out of the way. Why? Because all you are is a wheat. I'm sorry, all you are is a tare to our wheat. That's all you are. Because if you literally think about it, it literally tells you, it literally says right now, this is the time to know that we're at that moment, and then shall the wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of mouth, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming. Even him whose coming is after the workings of Satan, with all power and signs and lying wonders. Now, you know, these camps say, oh, that's the white man. Nah. Signs and lying wonders. How long have y'all yearned to hear the truth, like the real, like scriptures? Once you started kind of hearing like the way certain people were reading it, man. Way different than Christianity, right? All signs, powers, and lying wonders. Now that we know that these so-called prophecies were not even prophecies, because it's not even real, then who are you? Let me read this, bro. I'll put these precepts according to the topic at hand. I don't want to distract you or take away from class. Stay focused, brother. I'll kind of slow down a little bit because I'm doing good time right now, bro. I'm doing good time. I thought I'm going to take long, but I'm not. Let me see. Let me continue. And with all deceivableness of righteousness, and them that perish, because they receive not the love of truth, that they might be saved. That's why you so-called brothers that say I'm this, I'm that, but you don't come to the channel and correct me sincerely. There's a number, there's an email. You guys know. Sakari supposedly wanted a debate. They said yeah. Then they text me last minute, no. Then they asked me because I'm like, dude, I got stuff to do, you know. But instead of saying, hey, listen, you want, you know, what's, you know, but I don't know, man. I don't know how you guys handle this, but it almost seems to me like it's a effing show. It's all a show. Technically, it is. Stand firm, fam. Stand firm. I'm telling you. All right. So now let's continue. So we see here, barren, the yellow grace caused the barren straight. You know, that whole topic. Isn't that what Bob Wobble say? Okay. Now let's go to this one. It just talks about, you know, who, like, they even trying to include the Hindu people here. Okay. Oh my God. This is the crazy one. And then we'll move on. It says the third savior was a black man by the name of Quetzal. It is not Quetzalcoatl or Quetzalcoatl or Quetzalcoatl. Quetzalcoatl was a white man who came some millennia later. You see, remember when these people say white man, they mean beast. Okay. I want to tell you that. So when they're including us in this line, you're calling us a beast. I need you Canaanites to understand what you guys are doing with this doctrine. Do you guys understand that? I need you to understand that you are hitting at the core of what really matters to us. Instead of whatever you were trying to do, you did the opposite. You totally did the opposite, which I'm glad. He was revered by the Native Americans of his time, who were white then, or rather Mongolian. But the legend of the Quetzal was so strong that in their culture, that they named this white ruler after the original Quetzal. The name Quetzalcoatl means pale skin. Quetzal, or white Quetzal, that's an indication that they knew by legend, even though they had forgotten consciously that the original Quetzal was a black man. In case these guys don't know, it says white bearded man. White bearded man. And we already have pictures that not everybody was dark. Now, here's the funny part. You say that you're a superior race, so how the hell did these Mongolians kick y'all asses? Hold on. I mean, you think you made the whole world. So how did these Mongolians kick your guys out? And how did you cross back? You said that they used the Bering Strait, but then that means that it was frozen, right? So then, was it still frozen when you guys went back? Like, I'm trying to. Can you help me wrap my mind around this? I obviously it's not going to be possible. Anyways, let's continue. One more. Okay, no, hold on. Yeah, that's really it. That's really it. You got to really get into this book because it mentions Elijah Muhammad in here. They mentions this guy here. Watch, this is funny, man. This guy, Fard Muhammad, right? This is supposedly a loving leader of theirs. This guy's white. Well, I mean, technically, that's who he is. But you know what he looks like? Looks like a Jew. Huh? He looks like one of them Khazarian Jews. Oh, things that make you go, this is their main man. And then this other guy. How is this guy a black guy? He looks Mongolian, for God's sakes. Hold on a second. He looks Mongolian. But you see? Farhad Muhammad is the son of a black man and a white woman. That makes him like many black people in America. And they're not of light race. The light race made a race-specific way to remove every bit of dominant dark gene that was in them. They were made in 4 stages, such as the entire period of their making lasted for 666 years. You see how they say they call us the devils? That's why you see these guys on TikTok talking the way they talk, fam. That's why you see them sometimes on YouTube with that Pan-Africanist. He was saying, like, I guess our sisters have accents, and because of them, we have privileges. Let me remind you something, Mr. Canaanite. You didn't do shit for us, okay? You absolutely didn't do shit for us because your dumbasses weren't even enslaved. Well, I mean, they took your rights for like about 80 years. But look, it only took 80 years. That's pretty amazing, huh? And we're still here. Imagine that. And by the way, how'd you get those lands? Oh, that's right. You are part of this movement. It's making sense now. Now it's all making sense. It's all making sense. So now check this out. Hey, I'm going to show you something. Will be real. Check it. I found this video, bro. I thought it was cool. Because you showed me the picture, right? You showed me the picture. So watch this, family. You see that guy's finger, correct? See his finger? All right. Watch this. Where'd you put it? Well, here it goes, right here.
It seems as if they play chess while humanity is playing checkers. It seems.
Now, I want to show you this real quick. All right. There are such a thing as Muslims that have white skin, or I should say pale skin, and Muslims that don't, or Jews that don't. Okay. But there's a difference between these people. You can see that this guy, they're not sitting on anything but just some hard thing. You can see the way they wear their clothing, very like normal. There's no fashion, nothing flashy. This guy's here, an assistant, all right. So he says, while they're playing chess, the next scene is they're playing checkers. It's the opposite. Watch this, family. You see their fingers? They're just pointing up, right? Hey, look at this, look at that, right?
It's as if they play chess while humanity
plays checkers. Look at this picture. Now, these guys have music, fashion, silk clothing, turbans, food coming in, service, enjoying their chess. But I noticed one thing here.
While humanity.
What is that right there, family? What is that? I wonder if that's any of importance to you guys. Because it is to me. Continue.
He's playing checkers.
This is the game they're playing with you, fam. Okay, you see these men right here? This man's dad is a African man, and he's his brother. His mom is white. 1492 wasn't as clear as you think it is. Not at all, family. Not at all. But you know what? Oh man, perfect. Let me get it now. All praise to the Most High, man. We stay by this and nothing else. Isaiah 8:20, it says, to the law and to the testimony, if they speak not according to his word, it is because there is no light in them. One of them was Deuteronomy 18:22 and 20. They prophesied that the end of the world was beginning in 2000. It never happened. The Bible says that if anybody prophesies that, he was never sending them, and he's going to destroy them. So everybody of One West Camp, you're going to get destroyed. I want you to realize you are going to get destroyed, man. You want to know why? Because the first thing it says here, don't do it. Don't do it. You can move the goalposts all you want. It doesn't matter, because right now it's not about what you say to us. It's what you wrote. The firmament has opened. The books are laid down now. Deuteronomy 18:20. But the prophet, which shall presume to speak a word in my name, which I have not commanded him to speak, or that shall speak in the name of other gods, even that prophet shall die. So even if he knows, like he's let's say prophesied the end of the world, right? For Satan. Well, God, the Most High said, hey, even for him, if you prophesy something saying, I told you, you're done. Verse 22, when a prophet speaketh in the name of the Lord, if the thing followeth not, nor come to pass, that is the thing which the Lord hath not spoken. But the prophet hath spoken it presumptuously. Thou shalt not be afraid. Why? Because he's already dead. You guys are walking. You guys are, you don't even know it. Damn. Hey, well, I guess that's why when you drink the cup, you're going to get it. Now you're going to know what it feels like. Isaiah 8:20, to the law and to the testimony, if they speak not according to this word, it is because there's no light in them. All they do is hide in darkness. Darkness. Proverbs 6:23, this is pretty much simple milk. For the commandments is the lamp. Why? Because it's our direction. And the law is light. It's our instructions at every moment. Remember, the commandments are the direction, the law is the light. And reproof of instructions are the way of life, meaning the self-examination to get it right. That's exactly what's called discipline. Let me get you. Black people didn't make nobody but their self. You know, it says black people was made white, but yeah, yeah, man. I don't even know how to wrap my mind around it. I'm really 1283. That's when Canaanites, Moors playing chess, throwing them. Look at that, bat family. In 1283 AD, that's them Canaanite Moors playing chess and throwing them signs, centuries upon centuries. That's crazy that that sign is there, man. That's matter of fact, let me get it again. Let me show you guys real quick, because this is I mean, we are dealing with these things, you know. See the picture there. Look at that. See the horn sign. The boulets. You see the boulets? She's doing it here too. The boule. You guys are very easy to understand. Check it out. But it's okay. It's okay. We'll get our time. Our time is near. Time is now. All right, check this out, fam. Let's go to page 24. Now, let's talk about something here. We're getting somewhere. Where's this propaganda coming from, huh? What benefit do these people have of bringing this propaganda to us, especially? So this is from a book called The Story of the Moors in Spain, page 24. I'll start at right here. One of the more active than the rest climbed the fig tree which grew beneath the breach, and hence springing on the wall, flung on the end of the earth on the flung on. Wait, hold on. Let me start. Hold on. I'll start here, because that's explaining something. Hold on. Let's see. I'll start here. The governor and garrison took refuge in a covenant, where for 3 months they were closely beleaguered. When at length they surrendered, Cordoba was left in the keeping of the Jews. Watch this. Who had provided themselves staunch allies of the Muslims in the campaign. Huh. You see this? When at the length they surrendered Cordoba, was left in the keeping of the Jews. So when the Spaniards left, the Jews that were there stayed there, who had proved themselves staunch allies of the Muslims in the campaign because they helped them, and who afterwards enjoyed great considerations at the hands of the conquerors. The Moors admitted them to their intimacy, and until very late times, never prosecuted them as the Gothic priests had done. That's who was in Spain. Wherever the arms of the Saracen penetrated, ooh, remember that? There we shall always find the Jews in close pursuit. Remember this statement. It sounds almost like this one. Sounds almost like this one. And that is so weird, man. I'm telling you, fam, there's nothing new under the sun. Absolutely nothing new under the sun. Look, remember this book? Watch the bottom. Indeed, wherever Spain set its flag of conquest in the Americas, Africans hold the pennant. Whenever the arms of the Saracens penetrated, there we shall always find the Jews in close pursuit.
Copyright disclaimer.
Wait a minute. Who are you?
This just gets better and better, family. The cooperation of the Jews and the terror of the Spaniards to reconquest proceeded in space. While the Arabs fought, the Jews trafficked. You see this, family? While the Arabs fought, the Jews trafficked. Who did they enslave, fam? White people. Goth, Slavs. Yeah. These Jews then were the so-called Portuguese eventually, right? They weren't real because they were converts. And they were the nautical people, like in 1450. Portuguese. It goes deep. But see, they don't know their history for whatever reason. I guess because they're living on memes or off of memes. And when the fighting was over, the Jew and Moors and Persians joined into the cultivation of learning and philosophy, arts, and science, which preeminently distinguished the rule of the Saracens in the Middle Ages. So I want to tackle a couple things here. I want to show you something. Maybe I think I don't know if I saved it. I hope I did, because I was reading it earlier. Let me see if I can get the link. Oh, here it goes right here. Let's see, is this it? Hold on. Let me go back. Give me a second if I can find it. Watch this. This is from the book. It was interesting. 5-9 Bible. Okay. Watch this real quick. See, translations do matter. And you're going to see something very interesting on this translation. Because the reason I'm showing you, because we're going to see something about this King James translation and who the hell King James is too. Let's see. Jeremiah 13:23. Watch what he reads. Let's see. Is this Jeremiah 13:23? Jeremiah 13:23. Oh, here it goes. Look what it reads. Can the blackamoor change his skin? She's like, what? Can the what? Can the what? Hold on, let me read it again. I'll read it in a different chapter. Jeremiah 38:7. Now, when Bedet Melech ye blackamoor, one of the eunuchs which was in the king's house. Remember, family, they weren't called black like Negro. They were called Moors first, or Muir, or Ethiop as skin color. We see this again, the blackamoor. All over Jeremiah, it says the blackamoor. Matter of fact, I'll show you this one, and then we'll move on because I want to make sure we're still in the same vein. This is version. You see the version 1599 Geneva Bible. Okay. Look at this verse. Verse 9. Jeremiah 46:9. Come up, ye horses, and raise ye chariots, and let the valiant men come forth, the blackamoors and the Libyans that bear the shield, and the Lydians that handle and bend the bow. I wonder who these guys are. The reason I bring the translation is because let's not walk over these things. The similarities in when you read, you'll start catching kind of like deja vu. Like, wait a minute, I read that somewhere. It took me a while to find it, but I was like, yes, that's it. So now let's continue on this. Give me a second, fam. Give me a second. Kind of went on that one. Hey, did I get Jeremiah, bro? No, let me read it. Jeremiah 23:1. I have not sent these prophets. Yeah. I have not sent these prophets, yet they ran. I have not spoken to them, yet they prophesied. I mean, you know what? But it's funny because people that say they believe in the Bible wholeheartedly, they'll sit there and make an excuse for the prophecy not coming. Just to believe them. Respecters of people. Ecclesiastes 3:15. That which has been is now, and that which is to be hath already been. And God requires that which is past. That's why he says this too. Make me remind myself here. Revelation 1:3. Very simple. Blessed is he that readeth. Blessed is he that readeth. And they, meaning you guys, that hear the words of this prophecy and keep the things which are written therein. For the time is at hand. Man, is it not now? If it's not now, then I don't know when is the time, because we're at that moment. So now let's look at this real quick. Saracens. So now I want to show you something. Who are these Saracens? Okay, so there's a website called they keep track of like National Library of Medicine, right? So in this National Library of Medicine, they explain to us who the Saracens are. Moors and Saracens in Europe, estimating the medieval North African male legacy of Europe. So there's no denying that the Saracens are Africans, and there's no denying that the Moors are Africans, because their DNA says that they are. All you Wabos, all you West Africans, not my East African brothers, no. West Africans, I'm talking to you. You West Africans need to really understand that you want to use science, but then you don't want to use science. You say DNA, then you say no DNA. You said you want to do the Kemetic history, but then who gave it to you? You didn't create it all. To investigate the male genetic legacy of the Arab rule in Southern Europe during the medieval times, we focused on specific Northwest Africa haplogroups. See that? Our results point to a higher recent North African contribution to Iberia and Sicily in agreement with the historical data. Southern Italian regions known to have experienced long-term Arab presence also shows an enrichment of North African types. So we see here that Saracen, right? Or maybe lowercase. See? 2. Watch this. Referred to either as Moors or Saracens, okay? Their arrival in Europe dates 711 AD. Rapidly subduing most of Iberia and Sicily in 1831. Most Europeans. So like you said, bro, with those dates of them doing the whole masonry, hand sign, at that time, they're already dealing with who? Kabbalists. You know who they are. You know who you are. And you see, and if you're this particular E1B1, I think so. I don't know if it's E1B1A or E1B1B. I don't really get into it. Haplo stuff. But that shows that you're of Saracen descent. Now, that's not my point. Y'all can continue to tackle that. But I want to show you this too. Watch this. So here we see Saracens, right? Oh, sorry, my bad. Saracens. Look how many pull up. And I want to just show you a couple of things here. Just a couple, and that's it. I'm not going to stay too long on this one. Saracens. the Saracen conquest, Saracen invasion, King of Toledo, right? Let me see if I can go up. No, this is not it yet. The Saracen hordes. Like the swelling tide of the sea, the Saracen hordes had poured over the land, and now through the hammer of the Frank, a voice had spoken. Here thereto shalt thou come, and no further, and here shall thy proud waves be stayed. So, they're starting to attack them. I think I need an S there. There's more. Yep. There's more. All right, so let's see this real quick. Let me see. 4. Is it 4? 8. Watch this here. I just want to read this real quick. All right. So apparently there was a little situation going on here. Okay. King Watiza, says the chronicler, anxious to find some reason for the overthrow of the Christians by the Saracens, taught all Spain to sin. So that's their assumption. But apparently this particular King Roderick, right? King Roderick married the king's daughter. The king's daughter, his father is Julian. He's I guess a governor of some sort. So she went to study where King Roderick lived. Well, he took advantage of her. So now he's pissed. So now he says, but now he resolved no longer to defend the kingdom of his daughters and destroy her. The Saracens should have have Spain if they would, and I was ready to show them the way. Full of passion over here for revenge, Julian hasted to the court of Roderick, where he skillfully disguised his mind that the king, who felt some remorse and trusted that Florinda had kept the secret, heaped honors upon him, took his counsel in everything relating to the defense of the kingdom, and even by his treacherous advice, sent best horses and arms in Spain to the south under Julian command. Okay, so now check this out. Where's it at? Let me see. I'll start here. With troops whom he had many times crossed the sword, and he told. Not there. Where is it? They start kicking the butt, fam. Basically, the point being is we see a relativeness of Saracens, right? Saracens with the Moors. Okay, I think that's clear enough. I think that's clear enough on that one. I want to show you something because when people tell you who they are, fam, you have to start believing them. Okay. Well, here we see King James. Now we are being told that this guy is a so-called Hebrew. Hebrews, ah. Okay. Well, this guy here, if you see, he has like a. First of all, look at this here. I mean, that should tell you enough. Then there's a cross. But I thought he was teaching people to keep the commandments. There's another cross on his head. Where's his breastplate? I don't see a breastplate, but you know what I see? Something here. Something of an emblem. And it just happens to be this right here. The red seal of King James. Okay. Okay. Remember, it's in his chest. That one. Look, I'll show you. See, if you see it you kind of see its shape from a distance. You'll probably see it better with this one. Move it over here. See the horse, the hands. Okay. So I just want to show you something. All right. I'm leading you to this point. So we know now that that's the emblem that he has. He says he's a black king, right? Scotland. I don't know how you would have been able to translate the Bible if you guys were already in shackles. But again, okay, sounds good. All right, so let me show you something real quick. Let's see if they really know. This is what I mean, fam. When you regurgitate, you're gonna end up looking stupid. Don't play stupid with me. Don't play stupid with me. All right, wait. All right, so check it out. This is a book called The Great Royal Book of Crest. In this book, they keep track of everything, all the crest of the families, okay? So in here, it explains like the definition of what these are. So this book brings the emblems, and this book identifies them, okay? So now, we're going to go to plate 133. 131? Is it 131 or 133? Perfect. Okay. So now I want to show you something real quick. You see, so you guys can tell when these people get these pictures, that's where they get them from. You see, they don't give you the source. They'll just take snapshots and just get them. Oh, look what they got. Oh, that's so great. But they don't look at the source. So as you can see, there's Africans here. Light skin, Swati, maybe. Right? All these are emblems. Each one matters. Now, this is interesting. I'm not going to get into it, but I want to show you. So look, another one, and another one, and another one. Okay. So now this shows to me, this tells us that these are definitely Moors, and this means a lot to them. Okay. So if these were Hebrews, they wouldn't have called themselves Moors. They would have called themselves Hebrews or Israelites. And if you rule for 700 years, why wouldn't you go back to Israel? But anyways, that's not my concern. So I go back now. All right. So the important thing is I'm showing you that this is not a illegitimate thing. Like I'll praise to the Most High that I found it. So now let's go back to the horse thing. Remember the little horsey? Horsey. All right. So we have another one here. Except this one, my boy, is facing the other way. See? The only difference is the direction that they're facing. A horse, a guy, and his hand, correct? Right? I don't think that's difficult to notice. I think that's pretty clear, right? Yeah, I'll do it right now. Give me a second. I'll just link it to you later, sis. I'll just link it to you later, okay? Let's see. All right, so we got that. So now let's move on to this. So here's the easy way to do this. Sarah, see. There's going to be about 139 of these babies here. We go to the last one. So now I'm going to magnify. Where are you? Boom. Here it goes. Boop. Okay. Let me magnify this. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, boom, boom. You guys see that? Okay, perfect. Man, even better. Even better. Watch this. We're going to go to Saracens. Saracen on horseback, right? Saracen on horseback. Saracen on horseback. That's number 11, right? Plate 33. That's number horseback 133, plate 11. Horseback on a horse. Saracen on a horse. Saracen on a horseback. And who are the Saracens? You got it, my brothers. You got it. Listen, why do you think they provide you just snapshots and don't give you the sources? Because they don't want, well, maybe they think that we're stupid. This is something that you guys have to really, really comprehend what I just showed with you right now. And I'm almost done. Don't worry. I'm doing good time, I think. Yes, perfect. All right, perfect. All right. Let me hurry up then. So now let's go on to this. Now let's connect these dots. Because the point is, what is this? Who is creating these things? Who is creating these things? Well, remember at one time I told you guys that there's two heads? Two heads, right? Two heads. Two heads. Two heads. So this is the book called Negroes, the Negroes and the Jews. I keep seeing a relationship between these two people, and it seems like they're part of the whole propaganda as well. I'm just saying. So let's go to page 7 real quick. What am I looking for? I think this one. Okay, whenever you're ready. Now, you know what? Without I don't waste too much time, let me go to the important ones. All right, I'm gonna go to the important ones. Let's see. 209. We'll go 209 right here. 209 right there. Yeah, I'm close. Okay, 209, 210. All right, so check this out. All right, watch this real quick. I'm on page 210. It says here, Black Jewish congregations are made up of Caribbean island Negroes who are descendants of miscegenation marriages between Sephardic Jews and blacks. So whoever's going around telling you that the Sephardic people are people, so then you're saying that black people are your people. So are you gonna okay? Descendants of slaves on Jewish-owned southern plantations. Yeah, because a lot of them owned slaves, and they were both black and white, but they were Jews. That's the benefit left over from the Back to Africa movement of the 1920s and recent converts. Oof. The conversion began with the Great Migration in 1915. Look, they're admitting it, okay? The conversion began at that time in 1915 and hit peak in the 30s and 40s. They are almost solely a northern urban phenomena. Some converts are open to the source of their religious alliance. Others, in greater need of support, claim to be falashas, meaning mimicking, regurgitating. What was the topic? Remember the words that we talked about? Remember the words regarding what is it? Man, come on, hurry up. I'm trying to be sorry, I'm talking to myself. Well, what is it? Simulacrum. Oh my God. You know what? I forgot to look this up. Simulacrum, huh? Here, let me do this real quick, fam. I just want to show you something. Oh no, it's not there. It's right here. I almost forgot. In this page here, there's an interesting word. It's called anarch. I think. What's this? They have grown into a form of anarchic folk propaganda. Now, what does that mean? Now, remember, this is from these memes, right? How they've increased into something else. It's out of control. See, they are now born from the swamps of the internet in real time, like the Willie Lynch letter out of the Gopher server. Nobody knows where it came from. Supposedly somebody, but nobody even knows who that person was. Distributed from the bottom up from the swamps. They have grown into a form of anarchic folk propaganda. What does this mean, family? Let's search and seek. With no controlling rules or principles or orders, meaning what? TikTok? Of course. You know, these camps. Oh, no, the Most High is dealing with me because, you know, no order. They pick up whatever they can. Like, I was watching some debate between the gorilla dude and some other guy that don't believe in the Bible. And at the end of the day, shoot, man, you basically kissing his ass. You're like, oh, man, I read about your articles regarding Nazis. Unless you were trying to say like, yeah, you write good stuff about Nazis, but you look dumb. You kissed his ass because he actually kicked your ass. I don't know why you guys think because you can slap particular pictures and, you know, put them on the piece of paper and read it again, you're going to make it real. No, you actually have to do the research. Ecclesiastes 1:4, one generation passeth away and another generation cometh, but the earth abideth forever. I don't know why you gave me that one, bro. Oh, my bad. 114. No wonder I was like, what? It says, Ecclesiastes 1:14. I have seen all the works that are done under the sun, and behold, all is vanity and vexation of the spirit. Because you know what? They are vexating themselves, man. Honestly. As if you are really dealing with I'm not want to say if he's dealing with you now, but if you are really in a repenting platform, and he may just guide you the right path. Because none of us have this time, man. A lot of us don't have time. Some of us really want to make changes in our lives. Let's go to page 209 real quick. Let's see on the bottom. Now, let's go to page 91. No, and actually, you know what? To keep it fair, I'll go to page 14. To keep it fair, because I'm saying that the West Canaanites are not Hebrews, and they're like, oh, well, you're on the white man's side. No, I'm not. I'll show you. See, they even admitted themselves, family. They themselves. You just remember, the truth always comes out. Watch this. Page 14. The last known large-scale conversion to Judaism took place 1,000 years ago in a fabulous Takar kingdom of the Khazars on the coast of the Black Sea. After this triumph, although not because of it, the Jews were assigned to a special and separate place in Eastern economic and social life, forbidden to own land or to intermarry. They were forced to live in segregated areas in all the continent's great cities and to wear special hats and badges to mark them out to populace. Forced back upon themselves, made a living in ghettos and Jewish communities, developed its own internal reality. So, well, I don't want to go there. Concomitant with the creation of a deep and rich culture was a profound xenophobia. But we know that these were converts because they said it themselves. So the converts converted the converts. See, so the converts copied the real image, and now the mimicking copied the copy. Gosh darn you guys, man. Hold on. Gotcha, bitch. It's pretty simple but stupid. Pretty simple but stupid. Not on our part. I mean, you're falling for this. And whatever Hispanics are in there falling for this shit, man, you deserve it. I hope you get everything you deserve. Because you know what? There's a lot of us here trying to tell you, and you guys won't hear, because you guys think you know. That's the problem with you Hispanics, man, especially you Mexicans. You guys think you know. Or you read a little bit of scripture. Oh, you think you know. You don't know shit. I don't care how old you are. You don't know shit. You can be 55, 60, 40, whatever, and you don't know shit because your actions speak louder than your words. That's why. Let's see. What am I looking for? Page 191. Is it at 191? Give me a second. Where is it at? Hold on. Let me see if I'm looking for this. I had it earlier. Give me a second. Hold on, I think I'll brand it like this. Pro West. No. There it goes, right here. Page 191. Oh, it was right there. I don't know why I missed it. Check this out real quick. Remember, sometimes it's too close for comfort, but remember, when they tell you who they are, let them know. And believe me, this is a game that they're playing. They're playing chess. Remember, there was 3 heads pending, and 2 were against 1. Remember that? I'll show you. Humor 2 divulges a purpose self-image. By indirection to the joke indicates the value of the group that invented it. The joke also serves as a safe expression of those emotions that have been most carefully repressed. Since Jews value things of the mind and Negroes elevate physical progress, there's not even in humor much that they share, with the exception that they both see themselves as victims of the Anglo-Saxon world. This is the same people that enslaved the Goths. Remember that? To follow his enemy, the Negro employs the dodge of a stupidity. His adversary never knows that the Negro considers him an enemy or that he has been deliberately foiled. To wit, the joke about the Negro made in Montana, Alabama, blah, 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 blah. In the Jewish joke, the tormentor sets in deliberately to a taunt. If you read this book, because I'm not going to read it all, you're going to see some like love affair in here. And you're going to see a lot of hate, generating absolute hate in the minds of certain people. But see, these are the 2 heads that I keep seeing fighting against this other one. Remember, these 2 nations went together against the gods, the so-called Wedos, and they subjugated and enslaved them. While Arabs were building, Jews were enslaving. Same thing in America. We all know that. So now this is something I want to touch on.
Say,
Glad that we got to this point.
blessed is he that cometh.
Hold on. Thank you, brother. But because you're the one that actually brought this to my attention. We got a brother that actually does watch the classes, man. You kind of motivate me, bro. So thank you. All right. So now, this is why I brought this up. This is the reason why I brought this up, fam. Okay. There's a method to my madness. So hopefully you guys can understand now. So let me kind of sit back. We're going to watch it together. And then I'm going to point something out. I'm not going to play it all the way, and I'm going to skip something, okay? It touches on what I was just sharing with you guys. Let's go.
To our land and attacks the serpent. I don't know, but I find it very interesting because we see here two nations, two horns, two societies, two democratic beliefs, two ways of being, two personalities, two of them working together. Both of them. One is the brain, one's the muscle. One brings a disease, one doesn't. One likes to rape them, one doesn't. Look at this. This is, remember, and they tell you who they are. Start believing them. Eagle. The eagle. They're knights. The eagle. They came with horses. Okay, remember this picture? Let me see. Watch this. Look how they came in with their horses. Their face is black as pitch. They'll fly as the eagle. Their horses also are swifter than the leopards, and are more fierce than the evening wolves. And their horsemen shall spread themselves, and their horsemen shall come from afar. They shall fly as the eagle that hasteth to eat. And I don't know why it would be so complicated to assume otherwise. Why? You see them with their coat of arms. You see them with Roman pictures, them calling themselves Romans. So who are you then, man? My question is this one right here. Straight up. You know, I am just kind of at odd, especially when I saw the actual scripture and it came to my face and it hit me so hard. Because look, there's a lot of material, and I'm not going to read this real quick because I'm just going to show you a lot of material that tells us that this actually did happen. You know, it's not. You can say, oh well, Vander Sart, what's his name? The golden.
I'm gonna show you I didn't bring that up, and because I read that book, so I'll just want to read it real quick. This is the point, okay? So this is the golden age of the Moors. Okay, so these Moors, they didn't have no good opinion of these Goths. Okay, so this particular scholar of the Moors had this particular thing to say about the invasion. So remember, keep in mind, family, that the Bible, there are going to be other nations enslaved by each other, but the Most High only cares about who. Just remember that. The color of the conquering soldiers was described vividly by a European scholar who sympathized with the Christian Spain. The reins of the Moors' horses were as fire, their faces black as pitch, their eyes shone like the burning candles. Their horses were swift as leopards, and their riders fierce than a wolf in a sheepfold at night. Okay? So if we just jump on Habakkuk real quick, 1 and 8. Their horses also are swifter than leopards and are more fierce than an evening wolf. And their horsemen shall spread themselves, and their horsemen shall come from afar. They shall fly as the eagle, hasted to eat. Now you know what my point was? I know my point.
Age of the Moors. Oh, that's not true. And you also have to remember, look at this. I find it very interesting. So which kind of Jews were these? It says here, watch this. This is on the Wave of Conquest, the story of Moors in Spain, the Wave of Conquest. This is page 24. Watch what it says here, okay? When When at length they surrendered, Cordova was left in. I'm sorry. Let me go here. The governor and garrison took refuge in a covenant where for 3 months they were closely beleaguered. When at length they surrendered, Cordova was left in the keeping of the Jews, who had proved themselves staunch allies of the Muslims in the campaign, and who ever afterwards enjoyed great considerations at the hands of the conquerors. You see this? The Moors admitted them to their intimacy, and until very late times never persecuted them as a Gothic priest had done. You see, whenever the arm of the Saracens penetrated, there we shall also find the Jews in close pursuit.
And what did we read in the other book regarding the Jew and the Negro? They're sympathizing with each other, saying, we know you and I both suffered against who? The Goths. Dude.
Bruh.
Crazy, huh? Let's finish this.
I've been saying this, that King James is of the bloodline of the Saracens. I shared that in another older class. While the Arabs fought, the Jews trafficked. Who are you guys? Which Jews are these? And when the fighting was over, Jew and Moor and Persian joined in that cultivation of learning in the philosophy and art. A following, for it cannot be that a prophet perish out of Jerusalem. You see this, fam? The past, the present, and the future. Did they follow us? Behold, I cast out devils, and I do cure today and tomorrow, and the third day it shall be perfected. Nevertheless, I must walk today and tomorrow and the next and the day following, for it cannot be that a prophet perish out of Jerusalem. You see this, fam? The past, the present, and the future. All right. O Jerusalem, Jerusalem, which killeth the prophets and stoned them that are sent unto thee. How often would I have gathered thy children together, as a hen doth gather her brood under her wings, and ye would not. So this is me doing the Lord's work, doing the Messiah's work as well. Behold, your house is left unto you desolate. And verily I say to you, ye shall not see me until the time come when ye shall say, blessed is he that cometh in the name of the Lord. Because that's what I'm doing, family. That's what I'm trying to do. Give me a second. Let me see if I lost sound. Yep, I lost sound. Testing 1, 2, 3. Oh no, I didn't lose sound. Okay, I thought I lost sound. Oh, I know why. The phone died. Okay, cool. All right. So again, let me read that part again. I don't want to get distracted. And verse 35. Behold, your house is left unto you desolate. And verily I say to you, that's a prophecy, so we would be destroyed. Ye shall not see me until the time come when ye shall say, blessed is he that cometh in the name of the Lord. So family, we're doing the Most High's work. We're doing the Messiah's work. Hopefully this is something that would definitely hit the spirit man and start waking your asses up, because you know what? The time is at hand. The time is at hand. Isaiah. Let me go ahead and finish it with this one. Isaiah 34. Watch what he reads. It says, come near, ye nations, to hear, and hearken, ye people. Let the earth hear, and all that is therein, the world, and all that come for it. For the indignation of the Lord is upon all nations, and his fury upon all their armies. He hath utterly destroyed them. He hath delivered them to the slaughter. Their slain also shall be cast out, and their stink shall come up out of their carcasses. This is the other nations, just like us. And the mountains shall be melted with their blood. They're gonna get destroyed, fam. And all the host of heaven shall be dissolved, and the heavens shall be rolled together as a scroll, and all their hosts shall fall down, as the leaf falleth off from the vine, and as a falling fig from the tree. Remember, when the leaf is tender, or the tender leaf is nigh, then shall the summer come. How's it go? Hold on, let me see. I don't want to chop it up, man. Hold on. Oh, which one it is? My bad, family. My bad. Matthew. Here, I'll just read it here real quick, okay? It says here, Matthew 21:21. Jesus answered, the Messiah answered and said unto them, Verily I say unto you, if ye have faith and doubt not, ye shall not only do this which is done. Oh, no, not the wrong one. Oh, here it goes. Matthew 24:32. Now learn the parable of the fig tree. When his branch is yet tender and putteth forth leaves, ye know that summer is nigh, meaning it's close. So watch this. Isaiah 34:4. And all the host of heaven shall be dissolved, and the heavens shall be rolled together as the scroll, and their host shall fall down, as the leaf falleth off the vine, and as a falling fig from a tree, because the time is then. For my sword shall be bathed in heaven. Behold, it shall come down upon Idumea and upon the people of my curse to judgment. All right. So keep that in mind. Verse 20. Verse 26. Where am I at? Where are you? Now let's go to verse 23. Isaiah. No, sorry. Not that one. Right one. No. Let's go to Isaiah. Sirach. God, I got a little distracted here. I'm getting a little tired and hungry. My bad, family. So let me read this again real quick. Isaiah 34:3. Where are we at? Hold on. 34:5. For my sword shall be bathed in heaven. Behold, it shall come down upon Idumea and upon the people of my curse to judgment. All right. Now let's go to Sirach. Sorry, fam. My apologies on that one. Got a little confused and distracted. Sirach 50:23. And it reads, all right. He grants us joyfulness of heart, and that peace may be in our days in Israel forever. That he would confirm his mercy with us and deliver us at his time, family. So we had to endure, okay? Just like Sirach 2 says, if you come to serve the Lord, endure for temptation. There be two manner of nations which my heart abhorreth, and the third is no nation. So listen to this. They that sit upon the mountains of Samaria, that say now that they are us, right? Okay. And they that dwell among the Philistines, and that foolish people that dwell in Shechem. So here we see now particular understanding of these nations. Now, remember, the idea was back in the day, because if you guys don't know this, the Europeans thought they were the lost tribe of Israel. Okay? The northern kingdom, Samaria, they thought they were. And now we see the so-called Philistines are acting like they're Judah. And in the old book that I have, when the commandment keepers, the lost tribes of myth, the book I have, it shows that their belief that Matthew used to teach was that they were Judah and the 10 tribes were the white nation. And now we see it here. He abhors these two nations. They that sitteth upon the mountains of Samaria, and they that dwell among the Philistines. Watch this real quick. You don't believe me? Look, they used to think that they were Israel. Look, the 10 lost tribes of Israel, Europeans. This guy wrote a book. He's where is he at? The Lost 10 Tribes. It's a book. Where you at? Where you at? That's what they believe. See, Britain, US, France, Wales, Levi, see, Jews of Judah, Swiss, Finns, Netherlands, Sweden, Ireland, white with the Jews, Danes, and Celts. The other day, I showed you in a class, fam. I showed you in a class exactly this. In the lost myth, the lost myth, what is it, lost tribes of myth? Let me see. And I'll be done. The lost tribe. Let me close this window. See, as you can see, my cameras, man, it's just okay. The lost tribes of leave, and they still do, fam, in secret. Keepers. Oh, watch this. The irony, the lost in tribes are at attention, but seems the southern kingdom has hit the shade, camouflage amid the heathen, definitely not Canaanite. Yep. Watch this work to bring out. Like this. Watch what it reads. Let me see. Shepherd reports the congregation claims the commandment keepers. I think it's this page, fam. Let me see. Training things to collect $1 bill. Some Jews, Negroes, Harlem, be pleased, Jews have chosen religion to learn prayer. Consider spread Judaism. Nope. Maybe it's this one. No, that's not it. In one of these pages, I'm gonna find it, and it's probably this one. See, look. You see? You see, this is what Nate the snake likes to use. That's the map that he uses. But this book is actually illustrating that these guys are converts. Yahwinism. It's talking about the commandment keepers here. Matter of fact, I'll just read it. This is page 256. It says, Mr. Mayor Shapiro, in a second letter, informs me that he knows of the above Montclair congregation of Negro Jews. There's another in Newark, New Jersey, and several in other American cities where there is considerable Negro population. Some are of the commandment keepers type, mingling Judaism and Christianity, and some of the Bez Zion division holding to Orthodox Judaism. The respective leaders, after the fashion of the Jewish Liach, travel from one branch to another to strengthen the brethren. IUIC. And incidentally, to collect $1 per member as a weekly dues, which they do that weekly. Their spiritual work consists chiefly in teaching their flock very little Hebrew and saying with them some ritual prayers and urging like Barakatha, Kol Halal, Ba'ashem Yahweh, the whole thing, right? You're not supposed to do that in public, by the way, but again, they do it. Was not that all the, sorry. It says, but this raises again the issue. Was not that about all the Judaism that much of North America ever had? It's the same book. Remember, you're saying this. Some young Jewish Negroes in Harlem employed among the Jews do not belong to either of the above proselyte movement. See, proselyte movement. So they're saying these guys are proselytes. So why is Nate the snake using this book? He shouldn't use this map because this map is against what he's teaching.
Hey, the whole irony about this is that the proselyte that's teaching the proselyte now, mimicking the original. Now, the copy of the original is dealing with the copy of his copy. The matrix is everywhere.
Literally saying, yo, these guys are converts, proselytes. You see this? Let's see. Let me see. Hold on. I need to find this. I need to find it. Let's see. Where are you? I need to find this. That's literally what they do. Alphabet Negro Bishop was holding class during the teaching. Mr. Superior reports. Give me a second. White represent of the Church of the Commandment Keepers, Holy Church of the Living God, pillar and the ground of truth. The Hebrew alphabet, like IUIC, GMS, Sakari, all of you guys, okay, every single one of you, and the Shield of David, with a Hebrew inscription, ISBK basically, were on one wall of the assembly room. The Negro head Bishop Matthews was holding class during the week to teach Hebrew. Mr. Shapiro reports that this congregation mixes Christian and Jewish tenets, even as the Yahwism of ancient Palestine was mixed with much that was peculiarly Arabian. They accept Jesus. Some count him as prophet like Moses, some counting him divine. Against the white man's pretensions, they assert that they are the pure original Israelites of the tribe of Judah, okay? But check this out. And that all white Jews represent the lost 10 tribes of Israel.
Let me get him that fight, man. All right, bro. As you can see, I guess my buttons weren't working, but that's why you see that particular map, and we see a good relationship between these two people. Who's pushing movies, music? Who's like in power for media? They are. Who's promoting it? Who's financing it, and who's actually going out there and doing the show? Them too. Them too.
That's why you see what you see. That's why you see these things here. Don't be fooled, family. Don't be fooled. These are the two horns at work now.
All right, so let's move on from that. We're almost done, fam. All right, so now, out of everything I want to show you, here's the problem. And I'm just going to end it with these things. So, yes, it sounds good. It sounds good. It's all nice. But when we're dealing with people that don't know what they're talking about, and they're just mimicking what they've learned.
You know what, plantation?
Or they're also agents, because I don't know, but this guy sure as hell said a lot, but very little. Because everything he said, I've proved that it's not true. I mean, about us. But you'll see. Listen in. But see, it's not just our gente. It's not just the enemy. It's sometimes our gente. Or even though maybe he ain't. Maybe he's an agent. I don't know. He likes to talk a big game. He seems very arrogant. But you can see how much vanity and vexing of the spirit that it is at the end when you find out that you don't know shit.
They've never shown us, Abby, the most prominent ones, the ones that were most profitable, the breeding plantations. Why don't you want to show us those? You know why? Because after the research that I did for this album, you realize that the moment that a girl menstruated, she was put in a stable where a horse would be and forcibly mated by a male of the slave master's choice. And when she had children, they weren't called children, they were called a litter of pups. The punishment or killing a person in medieval Spain is gelding. Gelding is when you take hot pincers and you take a man's balls and dick off root and stem. Killing a person, law of the Bible, right? Medieval Spain, super religious. You killed a man, he should be killed. Why were indigenous and black people categorized as subhuman?
See, now this lady here, I'll bet you that if it was nothing to do with her, there'd be no flowers. And oh, sweet. So don't stop doing this. Stop this shit. We're not the same. We haven't suffered the same. You have no idea what you're pushing. You're just not the Cody male then. Or Culo mero. We found out about him. Maybe we'll find out about you.
So under the law, you would not be punished for the things that you did to us. That's why you...
What did we read, family, earlier? That wherever the Spaniards went, the Africans were there holding the pendant. And what was part to sequitur ventrum? To enslave our women, our wives, our daughters. The 13 colonies were enslaving. They had white and black people enslaving. Who were they getting the slaves from initially? It wasn't this woman's mom. It was probably your mom, dummy. But nah, there's either an agenda or you're just mimicking and regurgitating the dumb shit that you picked up and you have no idea what you're talking about. But they use these dummies to promote their bullshit.
Used to be proud, right? Used to be proud, white America, of murder. Used to be proud of colonization. Used to, wow, that made us tough. And then you got ashamed of it. And that's what you're dealing with. That's what America's dealing with, a schizophrenic crisis. There's a British manual, right, that was taken out of the British Museum because within the manual, it talked about how it was a weapon of war that should be used against the indigenous population. You're ashamed of that now. You're ashamed?
You mean the doctrine of discovery that was approved for the black Portuguese and the brown Swahili Portuguese? You know, I find it funny when these guys are over there telling these other nations, right, put your foot down, and then they actually submit and they, kiss their feet and like, all praises, humility. Are you guys gonna accept humility too? When you find out that all of this stuff was a lie? Because listen, One thing I notice is when we bring truth, I don't see anybody hitting the link. If you think I'm wrong, hey, you guys have relatives? Hit the link. You see, I'm tired of talking, and all you guys do is keep promoting. And now we got idiots doing the same thing. Kids, I bet you have no idea of the history of down south. No, because you Americanized. You drank the chocolate. That's the problem with you guys in the East Coast, bro. You drank the chocolate too much.
Right? Who was Christopher Columbus?
You know what? Knowledge isn't power, okay? Exercise knowledge is power. Exercise knowledge is power. Just knowing isn't enough. You know, so many people read the Bible, they don't know anything about it.
His image has been so whitewashed, but he was trafficking little girls on an island. Who does that sound like, huh? All you right-wing defenders of Christopher Columbus and his legacy? He was trafficking 9-year-old indigenous...
He was Duarte. He wasn't Güero. He had skin just like you guys. Man, y'all are in for a rude awakening. I'm going to smile when that happens.
Girls on an island. Who does that remind you of, you intellectual coward? Just because liberals are dog shit doesn't mean that you shake hands with the devil. Right? The same way I tell people all the time who are white working class people who hear about reparations for black people and automatically get upset. You know, they hear the word Africa and they're furious already. But the problem is this. The money doesn't come from you. No, it comes from the financial institutions that banked and built their stock exchange on labor, on...
But initially he said indigenous and black, but now he wants reparations for only blacks? And this is culture vulturing right here. This is not your hair. It's not your hair. That's culture vulturing. That's mimicking. You're a meme, a walking meme.
The payback that they got from slavery, because reparations is not actually what African people are asking for in this country. African American people are asking for the other half of reparations. You see, America already paid reparations at the end of the Civil War to slave owners. They gave them money per...
You mean black slave owners? And I see you, black lady, flipping your finger like, yeah. It was probably your uncle doing that shit. Raping our daughters and sisters. You see, you ain't getting away. You guys talk about humility. You talk a big game. But everything that's in secret is getting exposed. I have no sympathy for y'all.
Black person that they let free. And they refuse to honor the people that were actually victimized. So until you do that, you will always be cursed, America. And you can call me a communist, a socialist, but you know what? It doesn't matter what you call me. You know that I'm right, right? And you know that I stand more for indigenous rights than I do for the European and
He stands more for indigenous, but he's pushing reparations for blacks? Hold on.
Bruh.
Wait a minute. Who are you?
Ay, Dios mío. ¿Por qué, hermano? ¿Por qué, señor? Nos dice una bola de pendejos como este cabrón. Me hubiera encantado platicar con este güey. But they always run, fam. Let's go.
Interpretation of a left-wing ideology that doesn't always work in a cookie-cutter scenario when you plug it into Latin America. Because at the end of the day, that was still being pushed by...
Into Latin America, but he wants reparations for Negroes. I'm sorry, black, West Africans. I'm not going to disrespect my brothers from East Africa. I know West Africans want to claim everybody's African, but no, not everybody is. No, but not everybody wants to be like you guys. You guys are a very interesting tribe. Seditious tribe. Another idiot here.
Yo, I better not get taking this down from bullying or harassing, because all I'm about to say is about to be facts, so don't get mad at me, white man. Because white people were not superior at warfare. White Europeans didn't know how to wash their asses. 95% of the indigenous people died because of the infectious diseases that Europe introduced to this side of the world. Europeans introduced bubonic plague, measles, smallpox, mumps, chickenpox, influenza, cholera, just to name a few. Not to mention syphilis, which was actually created because Europeans were having sex with sheeps. And when Cortez first arrived to the mainland, he could not take down the Aztec Empire. He tried several times unsuccessfully. He left in shambles, came back with more Spaniards, and then was surprised at how many indigenous people had died because of measles and smallpox in such a short amount of time. So again, your nasty ass ancestors killed so many indigenous people because of their diseases. Then you took over their land, and since then have done everything possible to stop indigenous people's numbers from repopulating to the kind of numbers they had before all your dirty asses got there. So stop saying that you were superior at war. That's a false narrative. You were disgusting, and apparently you still are today.
I think there's a little effeminate side up to him. I find it so funny, man, because if you guys remember the page that I showed you, who brought the smallpox to Mexico? Did anybody want to tell me? Somebody post it there, please. Who brought smallpox to Mexico? Was it a Güero? Idolatry. This Nimrod descendants trying to fool the world back to worship them again. Yeah, their Tower of Babel, and that's all it is. Babbling, bro. Mimicking. You know what's interesting? Babbling. Let's look up the word babbling because it actually goes in the topic. Remember, I told you the massive information that's going on right now, right? So babble meaning. Babble meaning. It means a confused noise made by a number of voices. What? You know what? I forgot. Did I bring it? Oh, yeah. Something like this, fam. A confused noise made by a number of voices. Hey, can you hear me? Sounds like what it is, right? So you got this guy saying, white people dirty, white people dirty. First of all, it was the African that gave smallpox to all of Mexico, Tenochtitlan, idiot. And second, Cortez never left and came back. He was helped by some of our sellouts like you and the other guy, misfeeding our people, thinking you're doing something righteous and you're not. You're telling them, hey, that's our enemy right there. You see that vato is our enemy. Hey, Taekwon is not. El Güero is, Taekwon is not. Because, he suffered with us, bro. But yet Taekwon or Tyrone is in the back saying, damn, I can't wait to get your woman. Because if you hear them talk, that's why they put the 12 tribes. Why do you think they talk so much crap about their women? Black people hate black women. But they think because the 12 tribe is going to give them a choice. They did it once. Not this time. He PR from you can see him on Ice-T documentary, The Art of Rap, timestamp 25. Yeah, he's dumb, bro. He's like, I'm all about my indigenous people, but reparations for blacks. That's stupid. Europeans were dirty. Only the normal Euro's bad once a month. Yep. That death plague in Europe was due to the filth on the street. Nah, bro. Do you know what it was? I actually found out. They were dirty. But you see, the thing is that once you're just dirty, you have your own microbials, right? Think about this for a moment. There was a time where Europeans couldn't go to Africa because they couldn't handle the measles, the smallpox. You see, every nation deals with certain things. And it's very clear that they were dirty. But books are showing us that it was other people that brought the smallpox and the measles and syphilis. Babble, man. Okay, so now here's the reason why I say this, okay? Because you got this idiot saying this idiot saying that, and then you got this one here. Here, watch. You got this idiot over here. I brought this up the other day, and our older brother right here is gonna break it down for us, because this is what I mean. First, you got the so-called Taino guy, and then you got the other guy, they're daddy. And then you got this. It's all a setup, fam. Remember, massive information in order to create chaos. The less rules there is, the more it's for them. The more distractions they have towards you, the less you can get rooted. Right now is the time to discern. Study to show yourself approved. Don't go by what I show you. Jot the books down and read them for yourself. Telling you. Let's go.
And the race hustlers would soon be out of business. And who wants that?
Racism is a commodity, and the supply and demand for it is met by the very people that claim to stand against it, including little Miss Candace Owens here. You see, there's a difference between an outright lie and a lie by omission. A half-truth pushed in the name of a certain narrative. Case in point.
It did not start in 1492 when Columbus discovered the New World. In fact, when the intrepid explorer landed in the Bahamas, the native Taino tribe hoped that he would help them defeat their aggressive neighbors, the Caribs.
You see, this is a lie by omission. What she failed to include was the fact that what you ask for and what you sometimes get aren't always the same thing. You see, what the Tainos got was subjugation, colonization, rape, and murder. They were made to pay tribute to Columbus in the form of gold. And those that couldn't meet that quota had their hands cut off. These hands were tied together and they were made to wear them around their neck. And those that tried to escape these atrocities had the dogs sicked on them to chase them down, kill them, and consume them. These same dogs, when they had nothing else to eat, were fed live Taino babies as dog food.
And you think what's his name? Tupac Rap knows? Of course he doesn't know, because it's all propaganda family. You see, you're gonna see a video at the end of this as to who's all part of this game. We are clearly knowing now that why Revelations here. Let me touch that real quick, bro, because I'm gonna break down why this didn't happen to him. Chapter 28 did, but the C part didn't. I'll show you why. That's where it was missed. You see, but it's okay. That's where it was missed because it's confusing. All right, but let's check this out. Ezekiel 28:1. The word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, say unto the prince of Tyrus, thus say the Lord God, because thine heart is lifted up, and thou hast said, I am a God. I sit in the seat of God, in the midst of the seas, yet thou art a man, and not God. Though thou set thy heart as the heart of God. I never have called myself a God. I don't ever think I'm a God. I never even in my right mind ever thought about it myself like that. I'm a dirty ass flesh. I mean, I do shower, but you know what I mean. Never in my mind would I ever think that way. Now, all One West says, this is Esau because of how he wants to build himself like a man from I guess Obadiah. But hold on a second. Let me show you something. Verse 20, chapter 25 talks about Ammon, Mount Seir, prophet against Edom, Philistia, on 27 against Tyre. I'm sorry, 26 is Tyre, 27 is Tyre. See, he's really mad at you, Canaanites, at you Phoenicians, you sons of Ham, the West Africans mostly. You that are teamed up, you boulets, you fake shoes, and you fake Jews too. This is who they are. Behold, thou art wiser than Daniel. There's no secret that they can hide from thee. Why? Because when you're dealing with the Kabbalah, the Talmud, the Sephardic, the Ashkenazis, and they give you 33 degrees of so-called earthly knowledge, well, of course you're going to be so-called wiser than Daniel. Hello? Thy wisdom is with thy understanding. Thou hast gotten thee riches. Thou hast gotten gold and silver and thy treasures. But see, that's not the wisdom of the Most High, is it? It's the wisdom of the world. By thy great wisdom, by thy traffic, has thou increased thy riches. We know that it was the Phoenicians that were up in Tarshish dealing from mining for gold and mines and tin. And they were the ones, the Carthaginians traveled the seas. They're the ones that the Aculus Securus, or the here, let me show you guys, just so we can touch on it, because I don't want to, say, this guy's no. We're on a pretty good vein. So this guy here, this guy was born in, I think it was in 1660 BC, and he was a well-known philosopher, philosopher, writer, or whatever, historian. So in this particular link that he has here, he actually explains that the Carthaginians knew about this land, and they knew that there was people here, but they purposely waited in case something would happen, in case some incurable situation where they had to leave. See, here they say that, look, I'll show you. I'll just read the low part. You can throw it here. We discuss about the islands, the pillars. You guys can read it, okay? But it says here, through it flows navigable rivers, which are used for irrigation. And the island contains many parks planted with trees of every variety and gardens in great multitudes, which are traversed by streams of sweet water, chalupas, On it are private villas of costly construction, and through the gardens, banqueting houses being constructed on setting flowers, Tenochtitlan, remember, the floating garden? And in them, the inhabitants pass their time during the summer, since the land supplies in abundance everything which contributes to the enjoyment. See, the inhabitants, they didn't say Africans, wobbles. They didn't say Africans. Did they science, African roots of science? This guy was born before you. So if it was true, he would have said that. No, what that happened was you guys actually did see the land. It says right here, this is from the Negro the Jew. Same thing, I'll read it. The Phoenicians then, while exploring the coast outside of the Pillars for the reason we have stated, while sailing along the shores of Libya, were driven by strong winds, a great abundance into this ocean. And after being tossed for many days, they were carried from on shore into the islands we mentioned above. And when they had observed its facility and nature, they caused it to be known to all men. You see that? Consequently, the Tyrrhenians, at the time, they were the masters of the sea, purposed to dispatch a colony, but the Carthaginians prevented them from doing so, partly out of concern lest many inhabitants in Carthage should remove there because of excellence of the island, and partly in order to have there ready in place in which to seek refuge against an incalculable turn of fortunes in case some total disaster should overtake Carthage. For there it was their thought that since they were the masters of the sea, they would thus be able to move, household and all, to an island which was known to the conquerors. Who was the navigable, the leading navigators in 1400s? The Black Portuguese. The Saracens, right? The Saracens. So they knew this is not they knew who we were, bro. So let's continue. They trafficked. So you guys been around the whole continent, which makes no sense why you would think that Deuteronomy 4:27 even applies to you, or James 1:1. It's pretty stupid, IUIC. But hey, listen to Snake the Snake. Therefore, thus say the Lord, because thou hast set thine heart as the heart of God. You guys painted the image on the scrolls, because scrolls don't have images. You guys opened the scrolls and painted your image on it. Then the Wedo came and painted his image on your image. Remember? Mimicking. They copied us, and then the copier copied them. It's making sense. Then it says here, behold, therefore I will bring strangers upon thee, terrible of the nations, and they shall draw their swords against the beauty of thy wisdom, and they shall fly and they shall defile thy brightness. So we know that the Europeans, the actual Christians, were obviously fighting back at this point now, trying to get their land back. They shall bring you down to the pit, and thou shalt die the death of them that are slain in the midst of the sea. Now, what does that mean? It says, and thou shalt, they shall bring you down to the pit, and thou shalt die the death of them that are slain in the midst of the sea. So it doesn't say that they are going to be tossed off the sea. No. You see, there's a lot of books, and I wasn't bringing this up now. I'm not going to sideways. I'll show it to you. All will be revealed. I have a book where it shows that they took thousands of our people, 600 at one point, and then a lot of them were dying, so they were casting them out the sea. But it was our gente, bro. You see, you, like ourselves, we've been brainwashed to only see them on slave ships, or even thinking that this applies to them. No, that verse applies to them because when we were enslaved, we were being tossed out overboard. 500 of us or 600 of us at time, and only 200 made it. Maybe not. A bunch of them, very few made it. Everybody was tossed overboard. So these guys, they shall bring thee down to the pit because they were excellent at one point. Thou shalt die the death of them that are slain in the midst of the sea. Because I know for a fact that a lot of our spirit is out there. Wilt thou yet say before thy slay thee, I am God? What you doing, man? I'm God. But thou shalt be a man and no God in the hands of him that slay thee. Thou shalt die the death of the uncircumcised by the strangers, by the hand of the strangers. For I have spoke of it, saith the Lord. And then he goes again, lament over King Tyree. You see, he's not letting go. He's got a very big, what do you call it? A pick to, he's got some, I forget the saying, but he's going to deal with you because he spent 3 chapters On you. On you. Watch this again, verse 20. Again, the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy house against Zidon and prophesy against it, and say, Thus say the Lord God, behold, I am against thee, O Zidon. I will be glorified in the midst of the seas. And they shall know that I am the Lord when I shall have executed judgment in her, and shall be sanctified in it, because they no longer were the merchants. For I will send into her pestilence, and blood into her streets. And the wounded shall be judged in the midst of her by the sword upon her every side. And they shall know that I am the Lord. Isn't this happening now? Supposedly their reactions is street takeovers, but if you see, I will send pestilence. What's happening to Pennsylvania? What's happening with all their drug abuse? Who's dying the most with drug abuse? You see, a lot of people don't want to tackle these facts, but I'll tackle them. There's nothing to hide. These are facts. These are numbers. I'll show you right now because I was actually studying them. It's funny, man. I'm glad you bring it up. Which is this one? Yeah. Apparently they got an issue in Minnesota. And it says here that the majority of the overdoses are from West Africans. Because I don't think the Most High is dealing with any other tribe like this, to be honest with you. I don't believe it. These guys are a specialty here. It says here, in some regions, mortality among white persons decreased while overdose death for black persons kept rising. The largest 2020 mortality statistic is for black males in the District of Columbia, with a record overdose of 134 doses per 100,000 due to fentanyl, 9 times more than the fentanyl rate among white males. Don't forget, fam, that Bartolomé de las Casas wrote to the queen saying, listen, I'm watching these people just slaughtering these natives. Can you please tell them to stop? For I will send into her pestilence and blood into her streets. Do we not see that often? Who's getting shot? There's no need to run, man. Just no need to run. And wounded shall be judged and the wounded shall be judged in the midst of her by the sword upon her every side. Meaning, even when you are maybe not guilty, and they shall know that I am the Lord. What's the scripture that you were saying? Weren't they tossed in the sea? Nah, bro. What that means is because let me see if I can get it. Hold up. Nah, it's gonna take too long, man. It's a book on man. I'll show it in my other class. Hey, listen, I'll give it to you, bro, so you can understand it better. Or maybe on Discord we'll go over it, okay? Because it's a pretty heavy point, but it's very clear when you see the history behind it. Then it starts making sense. Because when you read it like that, it's confusing. Because technically, history shows that they weren't being that way. They were indentured servants. They were not taken as slaves, bro. At first, maybe 150 years, it was mostly us. Then they started bringing people over, but it was through indentured servitude. Probably like in the 1670 something through 1865, you started seeing some slavery, like heavy, but it was mostly us. Because white women can have babies with black men, and it was no problem. But a black man or so-called black man and a so-called white man could have a baby with our women or daughters at any time because our partes sequitur ventrum, and it was okay. And they'll still be slaves. You see, that's the part that you're going to have to swallow. I know you're going to act like you think I'm lying. You're not getting away with it. So when you look at what exactly these curses mean, and look, I'm sure people are like, oh, but I tell you what, it's so funny because if this channel was like a One West channel, right? And I was like saying all this about white people, you know how many people would be like, yeah, you're right, man. But when I talk about facts,
let's continue.
Here's the second thing you need to know. White people were the first to formally put an end to slavery. In 1833, Britain was the first country in the history of the world to pass a Slavery Abolition Act.
This is an outright lie. Saint Dominique, or what we now call Haiti, began its push to abolish slavery in 1793. And after Haiti won their independence, they abolished slavery in 1804. They are not white. Mexico abolished slavery in 1829, and the president at the time was Vicente Ramon Guerrero. He was of indigenous and African descent. He was not white. Let's continue.
Instead, we're told that slavery is a white phenomenon. And like all persistent lies, this lie spawns a bunch of other lies.
Now this is a half-truth, because although many other races have engaged in that peculiar institution, European Americans, or those we call white, make up about 8% of the world's landmass. Yet that 8% has subjugated, colonized, and enslaved more than 80% of the entire world.
Bruh.
But I'm sure Little Miss Whitewash here would attribute that to a race of overachievers. Let's move on.
Here's the third thing you need to know. If you think slavery is a relic of the past, you're wrong. There are some 700,000 slaves in Africa today, right now. That's the lowest estimate that I could find.
This is another lie by omission. She omits the supply and demand aspect of slavery. You know, the bottom line. For companies like Amazon, Nike, Samsung, Abercrombie & Fitch, and so on and so forth. She also fails to mention that the United States never abolished slavery. The 13th Amendment simply relegated slavery and involuntary servitude to those duly convicted of a crime. Slavery is still on the books in the United States. Now she touches on slavery today, but she doesn't touch on the definition of modern-day slavery. And according to that definition, there are over 400,000 modern-day slaves in the United States today. The Global Slavery Index puts that number closer to 1.1 million. 1.1 million slaves in the United States. Did you know that? Now, I said all that to say this. Stop mistaking the illusion of freedom for freedom itself. And once again, but definitely not for the last time, sleepwalking is not woke.
Hell yeah, man. I gotta give him that one, dude. I gotta learn how to do TikTok, family. All right. And then later this, and then this and this. Okay, check it out. This mimicking, regurgitating, and this is called masonry at his work. At his work. Again, Wobbleism, Black Roots, Science, Pan-Africanism, Black Hebrew Israelites, Islam, all this. Look, listen, all of it is about Black people. And I'm gonna tell you right now, who is pushing all this propaganda that we're dealing with? Black and white folks. It ain't us. You got our stupid asses following through, but who's out there pushing this nonsense? Who's attacking our minds, our spirit? Now, if you're trying to tell me like, oh, what now? I'm calling it for what it is now. You guys are the ones making the moves behind the closed doors, because we're not the ones promoting music. We're not seeing slavery music every 2 years now. Holocaust music movies every 2 years now. You're going to find out that these people have been represented for quite some time, and we are not alike.
One thing that you will often hear is that Native Americans aren't black. They're red with straight hair. When someone makes a statement like this, inevitably it's just because they've been totally brainwashed with a fraudulent historical perspective. Yes, long before Europeans touched the Americas, the Mongoloid Asian people crossed the Bering Strait through Alaska and started to settle here in the Americas.
Didn't we read that? See what I'm saying? I'll show you. These guys paid a lot of money to go to college. I didn't even graduate. This is so stupid. This is how you guys that stupid. Watch this. Go here and here. Wait, hold on. There it goes right here. Series they were hold on. Come on, man, hurry up. Oh, here it goes right here. Those are all our original non-blacks. What is called a red race or Native Americans is a mix of yellow race called Mongolians with black people. It may surprise you to learn that black people were the original inhabitants of America. The yellow race crossed the Bering Strait some 1,000 years ago and intermixed with the original black inhabitants and produced a so-called red race. The description of all of the non-black should, I think, make it clear what it means by black. Listen, family, you guys need to start fighting for this shit. This is no joke anymore. This is no joke anymore. You got to think about your family. There's no joke anymore about your children. There's no joking anymore. Some of their kids are going to try to come out and tell our kids that. You know, damn well, that ain't happening to mine. So I don't know if y'all are ready, man. We need to start getting to work with this. I'm not kidding, fam.
And started to settle here in the Americas centuries prior. But it wasn't like no one was here. The indigenous people of the Americas were and have always been black. The image that has been promoted is that of a Euro-Mongoloid hybrid and is in...
Let me say something, fam. Whenever we said Mongoloid or Mongolian in Mexico, it was a very derogatory term. It was like you were retarded. Like literally, you looked retarded and you acted retarded. So these acronyms or these names that they want to place upon us, that we're hybrids, that we're Mongoloids, it's like if we want to understand, then you guys are niggers. You guys are just plain fucking niggers. You see? It sounds horrible, but you guys are not realizing that you're saying the same shit to us. You're not understanding what you're doing because you are a seditious nation. And I pray to God that he puts his hands upon you because you will never rule again. Your propaganda has ended. You have reached your peak. You woke up the real lions. Now, all it takes is one or two, and you're going to see the massiveness. I'm calling out every single Negro that wants to come and debate me and prove me wrong, that you're a Wabo or that you're a BHI or you want to call me a Mongolian. Hit the link. I don't care who you are. Let's see how bright you are. You hide behind people that don't study, or you attack people that don't study.
No way a factual representation of a true Aboriginal American. However, for...
Hey, bro. Hey, family. That looks like my grandma. You see what I mean? Straight hair. I've never seen a West African with straight hair. Where's your straight hair? Where's your fucking diet? Where's your gastronomy? Okay, if you guys are so superior, how the hell did these Mongoloids kick your guys' ass out of here? And how'd you go back to Africa and then got sent back here? Where's your corn? Where's your matzah? Where's your herbs, your spices, your tomatoes, your onions, your leeks, your avocados? Where is it? You telling me the white man wiped all that shit away and so did we?
However, for centuries, both of these populations coexisted. But how did this come to be? Surely, if Native Americans were black, there would be some sort of evidence. And since most people have never seen a black Indian, they just assume they never existed. Let's dig through the pages of...
Hey, you know, this is not an old page. This guy's on Facebook. These are all new pictures. But yet they show you pictures, but yet you read the material, right? Like James Adair, and he literally says that our people will get, whenever we get a chance to get darker, we will get darker. That means that we can tan. 2, he also said that the natives here had thin lips. He said none of them had curly hair or thick lips. Hit the link. Come on, Wobbles. Hit the link. Or BHIs. Come on, man. Sakari, where you at? You called me out. I'm sure you got time right now. I know you're listening. I'm sure one of your little demons is listening. Why don't you guys click in? Next time, follow orders before you call me out.
History to identify the deception of our past.
James Adair, fam. Okay, and that picture was drawn from somebody that never came to this continent. It's just funny to me that they do that. And this James Adair said that there was no nappy hair or fat lips. It was all thin lips with aquiline noses. And straight hair. I'm sorry. The only reason you West Africans have somewhat of hair is because you mix with us. And the only reason you have that blood in us is because you raped our women. It's a hard pill to swallow. But your nation hasn't changed. Let's get some more, and then that's it. Watch this real quick. Watch this other one.
Now, I found out that the Greeks, who were supposed to have been the founders of civilization because they were the first civilized white folks, but the Greeks got their civilization from the Egyptians, and the Egyptians were black people, and the Greeks passed their civilization on to the Romans. They couldn't retain it. They lost it. They had a dark age in Europe for 500 years. And then another bunch of Africans, the Moors from North Africa, moved into Spain and started civilization all over again. So instead of Europe civilizing Africa, Africa has civilized Europe 2 times. They said that the earth was flat like a pancake out in the vastness of space, with the sun and the moon and all the stars going around it. The ancient Egyptians in the Pyramid Age 6,000 years ago knew that the world was round. They knew that it went around the sun in 365 and 1/4 days. They measured the circumference of the earth, and they calculated it so accurately until modern astronomers
Sorry, man. Yeah, thank you. No, I was just, man, it's good. Actually good. It doesn't matter. It's all good, man. That wasn't even important anyways. So let's continue.
Astronomers said their error was only 1 yard. Circumference of the earth is about 25,000 miles, and they calculated it with an error of about this, 1 yard. African history. The reason I'm talking to you about it is because it's not in the textbooks. And it's not in the textbooks because we don't write textbooks. We have other people write the textbooks, and they put that propaganda in there, and we are supposed.
Hey, can you believe this guy thinks he's black? It's pathetic, man. But I'm just glad that I have zero empathy for these people. Zero. I mean it. I don't hate them, but I have zero empathy. Wrap your mind around that. What Psalms 106, verse 34. They did not destroy the nations. I'm sorry, was this it? Psalms 106, 34? Oh, yeah. Sorry. They did not destroy the nations concerning whom the Lord commanded them, but were mingling among the heathen and learned their works. And they served their idols, which were snares to them. That's why we have some of these idiots who really drank the Kool-Aid, right? They really fell for it, mingled with the heathens. That's why you have some of these brothers in One West mingled with the heathen. Now it's their penis talking or their, coochie talking, and learn their works. Because damn well, I know for a fact that there's something not right within y'all. I know it. You can lie to yourselves all you want. Listen, family, that's why it's beautiful. Scriptures, man, they really are here for testing. They set us up, they bring us down, it lifts us up, brings us down, and does something beautiful in the end. Ezekiel 3:4 says, and he said unto me, son of man, go thee to the house of Israel and speak with my words to them. Every prophet has done that. For thou art not sent to a people of strange speech or of a hard language, but to the house of Israel. Not to many people of a strange speech, of a hard language, whose words thou cannot understand. Surely, had I sent them to thee, they would have hearkened on. Had I sent thee to them, they would have hearkened unto thee. But the house of Israel will not hearken unto thee, for they will not hearken unto me, for the house of Israel are all impudent and hard-headed. That's true. So it tells us here that there'll be other people that as soon as they hear the word, they're going to go and hear it. They're going to go and hear it. Oh, shalom, shalom. Barakatah. We're almost done, fam. We're almost done. Don't trip. Don't.
The elevation, Cody.
Let me see if I want to see this. Now I'll save this for another day. I'll definitely save this for another day. Yeah. Hey, what was that? Wait to see what I got for them next. You're not showing up on this end. Hold on. Let's see. Yeah, man. I'm looking forward to it. Let's get to that. Let's get to the point here. Here, I'm going to just read this and then I'll finish it off. All right. So I wanted to bring up some quick examples regarding the two heads. All right. So I'm just going to read this to you. I'm not going to get too deep into it. You think you need a full class for something like this, but let me just kind of give you a little bit of what I'm seeing. Okay. It says here now, 2nd Ezra 11:29. It's talking about the eagles. And then when they sought, behold, there awakened one of the heads that were at rest. Hold on, let me go up. Let's see. Okay, here goes. Verse 22. After this I looked, and behold, the 12 feathers appeared no more, nor the 2 little feathers. And there were no more upon the eagle's body. So his body was completely lost the feathers. But 3 heads that rested, and 6 little wings. Okay. Then saw I also that 2 little feathers out of the 6 divided themselves from the 6 and remained under the head that was upon the right side. So 2 went under the right side of the 3 heads. For the 4 continued in their place. Wherever they were, they stayed. And I beheld, and lo, the feathers that were under the wing thought to set up themselves. Remember, to have rule, the feathers. I beheld, and lo, there was one set up, but surely it appeared no more. And the second was sooner away than the first. And I beheld, and lo, the 2 that remained thought also in themselves to reign. And when they so thought, behold, there awakened one of the heads that were at rest out of the 3. Namely, it was in the midst, for that was the greater than the 2 other heads. Okay. So the main head wakes up, but there's 2 other heads that are, within the power. And then I saw the 2 other heads that were joined. And then I saw the 2 other heads were joined with it. And behold, the head was turned with them that were with it. And it did eat up the 2 feathers under the wings that would have rain. So the main one eats the 2 little feathers. But this head put the whole forth and field. But this head put the whole earth in fear and bear rule in it over all nations that dwell upon the earth with much oppression. And it had governed the whole world more than all the wings that had been. And after this, I held, and lo, the head that was in the midst suddenly appeared no more, like as the wings. But there remained 2 heads still, which also in like sort ruled upon the earth. So in a way, it ruled like the same way, right? Over those that dwelt therein. And I beheld, and lo, the head upon the right side devoured it that was upon the left side. So now the 2 heads that were ruling, now one turned against the other one. I'm gonna show you this real quick. I've been showing you some history, and you need to see this real quick. Watch this. Look what he says. Let's see. Oh, here it goes, right here. Pay attention to this. So we know now that this guy has to be involved with the leaders' masonry. And I know they think it's a joke, but I don't think it's a joke at all. You go to Boston College, man. That's where the 9 divine came out of. That's my next class. So listen to this guy. Okay, to this point here. Actually, listen to the whole thing, but I'm gonna repeat it when we get to this point. All right, let's go.
They forced us to convert to Christianity, this new form of Christianity, wherein they were God, they were Christ. Okay,
See how he said a new form of Christianity? So then that means that that you guys were pushing Christianity like King James and the cross, correct?
angels were white, and that the Jews who had converted, the white man who had converted to being a Jew, they also had to, they were on top of us. This white man that we had used from the Caucasus Mountains to help us in our military, they also turned against us. Never trust your enemies, brothers and sisters. We were we said, these are our allies. 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 And the very same allies turned against us. So again,
you see this particular head, and I beheld, and lo, the head upon the right side devoured it that was upon the left side. Anyways, I'm not going to go. This is just me reading. I'm not going to say, I'm not counting. I'm just reading, fam. My understanding of it. Y'all dig it deeper. Then I heard a voice which said to me, look before thee and consider the thing that thou seest. And I beheld, and lo, as it were a roaring lion chased out of the woods. And I saw that he set out a man's voice unto the eagle. And he said, hear thou, I will talk with thee, and the highest shall say unto thee, art not thou it that remaineth of the 4 beasts, whom I made to reign in my world, that the end of their times might come through them? So these 2 heads, weren't they allies? The Jews, the Moors. When they were first coming here, most of these people were Swarthi, African. It was all about European status. It didn't matter technically what color. But since we weren't their people, for sure, they knew who we were. They made sure to get rid of us, Psalms 83. So now these 2 heads, guess what? Like he said, they did backstab us. And it has to do with 1865 family. So now you think this Anglo guy is going to let them have power? Hell no. He's going to do everything possible to keep his power. That's why it ends with him. That's why it ends with him. And they're going to say, yeah, you don't know what he's talking about. That's fine. Maybe I don't, maybe I don't. It's okay. But I at least know how to keep a good portion of my commandments. And I try to repent every day. And I don't deserve to be in this position. Jeremiah 51:22, it says here, with thee also will I break in pieces man and women. And with thee will I break in pieces old and young. And with thee will I break in pieces the young man and the maid. Is that what I'm looking for? Doesn't look like what I'm looking for. Jeremiah 51? No. Hold on. No, that wasn't it. The cup. Give me a second. Has to be in Jeremiah. No. No. Let me see. Give me a second, fam. Forgive me. I think it's this one, fam. Let's see here. Here we go right here. Verse 5, Jeremiah 51:5. For Israel had not been forsaken, nor Judah of his God, of the Lord of hosts, though their land was filled with sin against the Holy One of Israel. Flee out of the midst of Babylon, and deliver every man his soul. Be not caught off in her iniquity, for this is the time of the Lord's vengeance. He will render unto her a recompense. Babylon had been a golden cup in the Lord's hand, meaning that was supposed to be the cup we were drinking, the drag, that made all the earth drunken. The nations have drunken of her wine. Therefore the nations are mad. Babylon is suddenly fallen, destroyed. Howl ye for her. Take bonds of her pains, so if so be she may be healed. We would be, let me see, verse 9. We would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. Forsake her, and let us go every one into our own country, for her judgment reacheth unto heavens, and is lifted up into the skies. Why do you think all these nations are not trying not to deal with America? Why do you think I showed you the other day that you got people from Iraq, they have the flags in their chest and like, hey, we love you, Mexico. We love you, Mexico. Because you know why? Because they understand prophecy. When you bless real Israel, you'll be blessed too. Anyhow, I'm almost done. Sure, you guys are tired of me. It's okay. I'm tired of you too. Isaiah 51:17. Let's go. Awake, awake, stand, O Jerusalem, which have drunk at the hand of the Lord, the cup of his fury. Thou hast drunken the dregs of the cup of trembling and wronged them out. Wronged them out. Wronged them out. But you know what? It's finishing. It's finishing, family. All praises to the Most High. Some of us have it more or less. Jeremiah 15:25. For thus say the Lord God of Israel unto me, take the wine cup of this fury at my hand, and cause all the nations to whom I send to drink it. And they shall drink it and be moved and be mad because of the sword that I will send unto them. And you see what's going on, fam. You see what's going on. So anyhow, let me show you this real quick, bro. Because, you know, we mentioned about gastronomy, right? So if we go to Numbers, I'm basically done. So if we go to Numbers 11:5, it says, we remember the fish, which we did eat in Egypt freely, the cucumber and the melons and the leeks and the onions and the garlic, right? So you're like, well, what is that? I'll show you. This is what it is, bro. Our gastronomy is in the Bible. This is fish. This is melons. Or I'm sorry, cucumbers. Okay? We remember the fish, which we did eat in Egypt. The cucumber. The melons is for sweetness. The leeks, like the green, it could be also from the onions, or you can exchange it for cilantro. And the onions. And then, you know, some people, not everybody, I do, I put garlic in my ceviche. We remember the fish, which we did eat in Egypt freely, the cucumbers and the melons and the leeks and the onions and the garlic. Remember that, family. All right? I'm going to give you another one. I'm going to show you this real quick. I think it's this one here. Cucumber. See, the cucumber, melons, leeks, onions, melon, cucumbers. Hold on. Where is it at? I thought I saw it. Oh, we remember the fish, which we did eat in Egypt for not. The cucumber and the pepins. What are pepins? These are pepin vegetables, fam. You know, we do this for ceviche. Le ponemos chile serrano. Man, come on, bro. All right, last one. Check it out. Check it out, Tony. Leviticus 11:21. And you West Africans don't have any of this. You can't prove it in any of your so-called cuisines. It says here, yet these shall ye eat of every fowl, sorry, 11:21, sorry. Yet these may ye eat of every flying, creeping thing that goeth upon all four, which have legs above their feet, to leap withal upon the earth. Well, who is that? Even these of them you may eat. The locust after his kind, the bald locust after his kind, the beetle after his kind, and the grasshopper after his kind. I've never seen no West Africans ever, or even Black Americans eating this right here. And you know what this is, family. You know what this is. Ceviche, eating bugs in Mexico City. Look at that, fam. We're all over the place. You can't take this book as bad as you want it. Can't have it. Sorry. It's not for sale. Exodus 12 and 8. And this is for Passover, right? And they shall eat the flesh in the night, roast with fire, unleavened bread, and with bitter herbs, they shall eat it. Now, come on, fam. That's not a hard figure one out. Come on, it's not difficult. That's you got tacos de carne asada, brothers. That's it. Tortillas are unleavened bread. It's unleavened bread. Look, unleavened bread, roasted with bitter herbs, right? So now I'm going to show you this. Para que vean. 12:8. So it says unleavened bread, right? What is unleavened bread? Roasted with unleavened bread. It says here, what? Watch, I'll show you. Hold on, I'll show you. It says matzah. And how do you make tortillas out of matzah? I got one more. So this right here was a very beautiful thing for me because it really helped me understand just how in depth the Most High can be when he allows you to see what he sees. I'm going to read this to you guys. I'm just going to read it and then I'm going to point the finger at something. Jeremiah 25:10. Moreover, I will take from them the voice of mirth, the voice of gladness, the voice of bridegroom, the voice of bride, the sound of millstone, and the light of candle. Now you're like, okay, what does that have to do with food? First of all, family. Now I was born in Guadalajara, and every chance I could get,
I was not able
I would go to El Pueblo. And my mom obviously brought the molcajetes from over there. So I'm going to tell you something. When you pay attention to the scripture, it says, moreover, I will take the voice of mirth. So imagine you walk into your mom's home, you're a kid, and you're used to her singing like our moms do. Or they whistle, stuff like that. And the voice of gladness, hola amigo, ¿cómo estás? ¿Ya llegaste? ¿Tienes hambre? And the voice of the bridegroom, because our families love families. That's one thing that people cannot take from so-called Hispanics. We are family builders. And we work together. And the voice of the bride. So now we're no longer going to see the husbands, the son-in-laws, the daughter-in-laws. What we love, what we cherish, what we like to keep close to us. The sound of millstones. You guys remember when your mom would start, you hear the molcajete moving, that millstone, she's grinding something, you're like, oh shit, mom's making some salsa or something. There's a lot of things we can make with this. And look, I'll show you. A lot of things we can make with this, fam. See?
Molcajetes. Agrega un puño de arroz y un puño de sal en grano. Muele muy bien el arroz y la sal cubriendo toda la superficie del molcajete hasta que quede un polvo como este. Agrega un poco de agua y limpia muy bien el molcajete quitando todos los residuos. Ayúdate con un cepillo para alcanzar toda la superficie del molcajete. Agrega nuevamente la sal y el arroz y vuelve a molcajetear todo muy bien hasta obtener este polvo. Nuevamente retira todos los residuos, agrega un poco de agua, ayúdate con la escobetita y repite hasta que el agua salga clara.
See what I mean, family? When you start seeing that whole beautiful scripture for what it is, the Most High says we won't have that anymore. But remember, when we had it, when you were little, man, you would hear your mom singing, oh yeah, like the música mexicana, and she's glad to see you. Mijito, come here, gives you a hug. And like the weekends, hey, who's coming over? Oh, you know who's coming over? Hey, mi cuñado's coming over. Oh, mi cuñada's coming over. We're going to have a fun time. We're going to party. You know, blah, blah, blah. The sound of millstone. Yeah. What's mom cooking? She's making tortillas right now. What is she going to do? She's making them with man, she's doing the whole little molcajete, bro. You know, and you know that the comal is burning. All these things are happening, right? And the light of the candle, meaning the Most High. Because that's what keeps us united. That's what keeps us united. That's why the scriptures in Proverbs 6:23 is pretty simple. For the commandment is a lamp. The law is the light. And the reproof of instructions are the way of life. So without that, we won't have that. So that is missing in our life. So think about that for a moment, fam. When somebody tries to say, okay, well, when the hell have you used a mill? ¿Dónde está tu molcajete, pinche West African? Where is it? We can prove who we are according to the Bible with our gastronomy, with history, with the Bible, with books, and with our spirit. Guess why? Because check this out. One thing these other nations can never do. Let me play this while I get this other video here. They can never do this. Let me see if I can get it. Yeah, I'll play it right here.
Hola María Córdoba, por aquí andamos de nuevo. Miren, buenas tardes, bienvenidos amigos a nuestro canal. Hola María, Ernestina, saludos. Aquí andan. Así me recibió mi hermano, miren nomás, qué chulada. El día de hoy, lo que acaba de hacer, metió al horno unos platos con arroz y frijoles y queso para que salgan calientitos. Miren, así se trabaja en la cocina de un restaurante. Ya casi está cerrado. Si algún día llegan a pasar, mis amores,
in case you guys don't know, that's what I grew up with. Because you could use molcajete for a bunch of things. You warm up that thing with hot heat and you can just use it as a bowl, fam. I'm telling you, Wobbles, you got a lot of work to do. You have none of this understanding. And this is all of the Americas. Are you telling us that we took this from you guys too? We took Quetzalcoatl and your food and your name? Damn, man, are we that good? No, we're not. You're just a very good liar. Just a very good liar. Here's what I want to show you. You see, this is something that can never take away from us, fam. Because only us can do that.
Soy mexicano, esa es mi bandera, yo la levanto. Mexicano, esa es mi bandera, yo la levanto. Soy mexicano, esa es mi bandera, yo la levanto por donde quiera. Verde, blanco, rojo hasta que muera. El barrio prendido ya quemó afuera. Soy mexicano, esa es mi bandera, yo la levanto por donde quiera. Verde, blanco, rojo hasta que muera. El barrio prendido ya quemó afuera.
Can't take that from us, family. Okay, so anyhow, that's all I got, fam. I hope it was good. I hope it was good, man. I hope it was good. It's just research. It's all research, man. I hope y'all can take advantage of it. I hope you guys really take advantage of it. And other than that, if you guys don't have anything to say, I know. And hey, you know what? What I'll do is this, bro. I'll jump on. I mean, all will be revealed. I'll jump on the Discord, bro, because I'm a little tired, man. I want to eat something. But hey, anyways, so happy Sabbath to you guys that celebrated today. I get it. Mine's is not today. But anyway, other than that, man, I'll let y'all go. And let me see if I'm missing something. Let me see the messages here. Let me see. Nah, that's pretty much it. Cool, man. Cool. You guys been a great crowd. Hopefully it all makes sense. Hopefully I didn't go too fast or too long. Hey, look, honestly, this is the way I do classes, man. They're going to be long. That's just my style. So, you know, people know now. You know what I mean? I try to, because anyway, that's just the way I am. So, anyways. All right, well, good night, family. Shalom, and hope you guys do have a great weekend. And Lord willing, we'll see each other next week in another class, all right? So let me see what I got for y'all real quick. I haven't picked this in a while. Actually, you know what? This is what I'm going to choose. I haven't chosen this in a while. This kid has a great message. All right, so you guys, shalom, fam. Here we go. Let's see, trabajando con orgullo, with dignity. Wobble, step on. Oh, wait, you reminded me, bro. Hold on. Oh, man, you know what? You reminded me, bro. Man, I'm so thankful. Damn, I'm so lucky. Dude, bro, that's crazy. Hold on. Let me see if I actually did send it to myself. Let's see. Because I showed it to my wife. Now I'm like, I think I need to show it to our family. Give me a second. See if I can find it real quick. No. Give me a second. Give me a second. No. Man. Unless I sent it to... Oh, wait, I know what I did. Give me a second. Give me a second. I'm going to show you this. This is really interesting. Here it goes right here. It goes right here. Come on, come on, come on, come on. There it goes right here. Okay. Oh, man, perfect. Thank you, bro. You reminded me, man. Woo, woo. That was meant to be, bro. The Most High is like, yo, you got to show them this. You got to show them this. So let me get to it real quick. Because look, man, this is the way we are. We don't ask for reparations. What? Reparations? Man, shut up. Watch this. Here it goes right there.
A Dios no se le pide dinero. No tengas vergüenza. A Dios se le agradece y se le pide una oportunidad. Ponme donde hay, de lo demás. De lo demás me encargo yo. Así. A Dios no se le pide dinero. No tengas vergüenza. A Dios se le agradece y se le pide una oportunidad. Ponme donde hay, de lo demás. De lo demás me encargo yo. Así.
That's the spirit we should have, family. Honestly, man, that's the spirit we should have, man. You know what I mean? Just give me a chance, Father, and please forgive me. That's the spirit we should have. So appreciate you, man. El trabajando con orgullo, with dignity. Wobble step on their own shoes, trying to pull up to that trailer and that chair start frying. Yeah. Well, yeah, I know. They won't do that, though. I don't think I've ever seen a cook, ever. Like a construction or anything. Nah, bro. Cooks or contractors, that's far from it. So I don't know how they would build a pyramid and make such delicious food that only in America you would be able to make. Things that may go home, huh? All right, cool. Sounds good. You guys have a good night. We'll talk, bro. I'll be on Discord maybe tomorrow, all right? Shalom, bro.
Quiero pensar, pero no puedo, no. El ruido en la ciudad está consumiendo, wow. Quieren pensar, sin ni siquiera estar al mando. Tanta publicidad subliminal te está matando. Les cuesta decidir por sí mismos cuál es su mando. Publican sonrisas con el corazón llorando. Quieren brillar, pero sin tener que valerse de tener sus ideas propias. Los veo a todos igual, solo son la réplica de la imitación de una triste copia. Obedece, la vida es un suspiro y envejeces. Te dejas distraer por estupideces y pierdes el eje. duele por dentro, entonces te creces, pero aceptas mucho menos de lo que mereces.
¿Y quién te ha dicho a ti que no puedes pensar sobre lo que decís, sobre cómo actuar? Lucha por ser feliz sin a nadie dañar y solo así podrás brillar. ¿Y quién te ha dicho a ti que no puedes pensar sobre lo que decís, sobre cómo actuar? Lucha por ser feliz sin a nadie dañar y solo así podrás brillar. Conserva tu juicio y tu intuición, más activos que el que lucha por lo suyo y no se rinde. Yo ya sé bien cuál es mi misión, y es contarte que el mal por su propio pie pronto se extingue. No caigas bajo su control, pues por la televisión es normal que mal lo pinte. Tú mantente firme en conexión con la fuente de creación, vivirás siempre de fin de. Dios abre los ojos, dime lo que ves. A tus propios hijos matándose por billetes. Niños mueren cada 2 por 3. Pa' unos es bendición, con otros por su causa pequen. Y yo que intento ser un ser crístico, voy bendiciendo hasta los diablos. Piensan que es cierto el mensaje típico. Dicen que invento lo del engaño, y mientras lucho contra mis errores, demonios escucho, me ofrecen soluciones, pero sé que hay un ángel que quiere que mejore. Me dice haz un trabajo interno antes de que lo ignores, antes que otra vez llores y se llenen los mares de pena y de dolores, ya que en mi mente no caben. La paz no va en un sobre, somos algo importante, nunca te revelaste y por eso no lo sabes. ¿Y quién te ha dicho a ti que no puedes pensar sobre lo que decís, sobre cómo actuar? Lucha por ser feliz sin a nadie dañar y solo así podrás brillar. ¿Y quién te ha dicho a ti que no puedes pensar sobre lo que decís, sobre cómo actuar? Lucha por ser feliz sin a nadie dañar y solo así podrás brillar.
Me desperté tan cansado, me sentía mal herido de todo lo que he pasado. No me quita lo aprendido, por dentro me he perdonado, pero casi no me olvido. Me desperté tan cansado, me sentía mal herido de todo lo que he pasado. No me quita lo aprendido, por dentro me he perdonado, pero casi no me olvido, no. Todos repiten lo que dice el referente, discursos vacíos lejos de ser coherentes. De lo que no sabes será mejor que no inventes, que investigues y no te dejes lavar la mente.
¿Y quién te ha dicho a ti que no puedes pensar sobre lo que decís, sobre cómo actuar? Lucha por ser feliz sin a nadie dañar y solo así podrás brillar. ¿Y quién te ha dicho a ti que no puedes pensar sobre lo que decís, sobre cómo actuar? Lucha por ser feliz sin a nadie dañar y solo así podrás brillar.
Quiero pensar, pero no puedo, no. El ruido en la ciudad está consumiendo,
Ical, hijo, abre los ojos. Tu cuerpo se queda con nosotros, pero tu espíritu debe seguir. Busca la luz. Aléjate de las sombras. Deja que nuestro dolor sea tu fuerza. Desde aquí iluminamos tu camino. Lucha como nosotros ante esta pena tan grande. Yo soy tú. Tú eres yo. La muerte que hoy nos separa, mañana volverá a unirnos. Eres libre, hijo.